Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another presentation of the ECL Elite Division, Season 12, right here on NHL Gamer. My name is Tuki, joined as always by my broadcast partner in Sin. And Sin, we are back for another week of action as we continue to barrel that much closer to the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah, and what a last few broadcasts we have, you know, some of the elite of the elite going at it head to head, I should say. And I mean, it was insane. I mean, some of the matchups we saw, some kind of things that we didn't quite expect to see, situations where we thought we'd see splits. We saw, 2-0s and some long overtimes once again. So perhaps going to get a break from some of those extended casts, even though it is a Marathon Monday here. You never know what can happen.
I was going to say, it is Marathon Monday after all. The tendency for these, multiple overtime games, we'll see how that plays out. A look at the action on deck today, as well as what's going on around the league. Of course, right here on this broadcast, we'll have the games covered for you. It is Tunnel Vision and Goons kicking things off, and a little bit later on, it'll be YMCA Esports taking on Rusty Blades. But of course, as you can see as well, the league leaders are defending champions in Philadelphia, also in action here today. Some very important matchups there. A lot of playoff teams against non-playoff teams. So we'll continue to try to get you the story there as it develops. But I mentioned Philadelphia being at the top of the standings. Let's take a look at the standings heading in to the action today. Again, Phila at 17-0-1. But Sin, I mean, you look at that left-hand side of the bracket, it's where you want to be for the playoffs. We said expect the unexpected this season, and that has absolutely been the case. You have Goons in the top 4, Poggers in the top 6. I mean, you look at who's on the outside looking in terms of perennial playoff teams like Northern Ascendancy, Yippee Voskala, Vesapampa. I mean, as we hit the back half of the season here now, it is more than a toss-up. Until we figure out how this is going to play out, this could go right down to the wire.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere from 6 to 13, I would say, is in part of that toss-up. I mean, only 4 points separating all those teams in there. I mean, it could really go kind of any way possible. And it's good to see Northern Ascendancy climbing back up after kind of the rough start they had. They've been looking to figure something out. On the other hand, Vesapampa kind of dropping down a bit further. They do have games in hand, though, however. So, yeah, as we mentioned, it can anyway, look to that 6 through 13 spot to be almost like musical chairs here at the tail end of the season.
So with that, let's get you a look at the teams here in our first matchup today. It is again Tunnel Vision and Goons, two teams promoted from our pro division last season, and as you can see, there is a gigantic advantage for Goons in terms of the offensive potency so far this season. However, both teams have struggled a bit defensively, and we'll get into that in a moment here. Again, puck drop coming up in just a few moments. So let's go ahead and get you a look at the lineups here now as well. For Tunnel Vision, you have Picards, Sadapoika, and Sokolo up top. Tombu and Wenger on defense. Holtzy between the pipes. And for Goons, Piku, Roger, Kriketsi, and Yergely. Viba on defense with VP. Fincona between the pipes. And as we get into these individual matchups, and we'll start off with the center battle as we always do. And what stands out here as we look at these two players, easy for me to say.
Yeah, well, you got to look at that point total first and foremost. Kroketsky coming in with, the 38 points as compared to Sadapoika's 20. I mean, we talked about it, the offensive differential between these two teams, and you could see it in every single matchup. And not only that, I think we're going to be talking about it, pretty much the entire matchup, the physicality that comes out from Goons, especially a guy like Kroketsky as well. And he's also got the advantage in the face-off matchup. So kind of a bleak outlook if you're Sadapoika.
And with that, we'll take a look at the battle on the wings as well. Piku, Roger, Yergely for Goons. Again, Picards and Sokolo for Tunnel Vision. Sin, we would have seen it with the team stats. The offensive edge going to the duo for Goons here. But keep an eye out for Picards with those 14 goals in 18 games as well.
Yeah, and the time we got to look at Piku Roger, which was in the last season's playoffs, he definitely seemed like a very dynamic player, almost, very kind of playmaker-esque. So it's good to see him kind of getting the goal scoring going as well there with the 19 goals, 18 assists, and Yergely being more of that, setup guy. And on the flip side, you do have a similar format, a goal scorer and a passer, just as we mentioned, it's the point differential that's so huge between these two teams.
And on defense as well for Tunnel Vision, again, Tombu and Wenger. It's Viba and VP on the other side. And, of course, the offensive advantage to the duo from Goons. And, of course, as we always do, you have to point out Viba, again, one of the, the youngest star I think that we have had. And, 13 points in 20 games while he is alongside a veteran of this division like VP. Shows that he's living up to the hype so far.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's kind of crazy to think that he's only going to get better from here on out, as we saw him picking up a hat trick in the last season's promotional match. So just such a young talent here, and Goons being where they are in the standings this early on. It's pretty rare to see a team promoted doing this well, but here they are.
And with that, of course, our final head-to-head, the goaltending duel that we have here, as it's the captain of the team in Holtzy taking on the veteran in Fincona. But Sin, this is where you see a little bit of a difference because, or perhaps a little bit of an evening out, because ultimately, while we have those differences in every other matchup, the save percentages here are both incredibly close and not anywhere near either goaltender would like them to be.
No, absolutely not. Fincona, obviously a very good goaltender, and the odd thing is as defensively, both of these teams sort of in a similar boat, but then the records are just so different. So Goons, finding the ways to pick up the victories when they need to, and a lot of that has to do with a guy like Fincona making some of those key saves, but as well the offense. So it's quite interesting to see how big that differential is when both of these teams, and Goons especially, doesn't have the most the hugest differential in their goals against ratio.
Absolutely. So again, everybody, we are just a few moments away from puck drop in game one. But before that, as we always do, we'll get to our keys to success. We'll start off with Goons. And Sin, what are we looking at here for, again, this newly promoted team that currently find themselves as one of the top seeds right now?
Yeah, well, part of that says, they're living up to their namesake. They've never really kind of changed that identity. They're first in the league in hits. They've, obviously doing that name justice, but more importantly, they've taken the second fewest penalties this season. So not only physicality, but discipline as well. And to be able to do that with that much physical play is huge for them. But the special team struggle is something that you can't really, chalk up to just a bad start. 14th on the power play, 16th on the penalty kill. That's just not good enough, especially when the PK is the worst it's been. That's a good thing when you're not taking as many penalties, but if you give one up, you got to be able to kind of stop that, and they haven't been able to do that this season. But the veteran presence back there, helping out, a lot of these younger guys and the newer additions to the Pro League, while his numbers may not be as strong as you think, the season one original Fincona has been an important pickup for these guys, as well as we mentioned VP on the back end, sort of helping out Viva along. So big chance today in this matchup to improve those numbers.
So with that as well, we'll take a look at the keys for Tunnel Vision and Sin. To be honest, we've kept it pretty simple here because bottom line, it's an uphill battle, as you would have seen with the team stats. They find themselves in a relegation battle right now. If the season were to end today, you don't want to say just be better, but it'd be unfair to list just three keys in terms of what they need to improve. Again, you look at those team stats, 31 goals for, 56 against. Those are two keys right there. The offense needs to be better. The defense needs to be better. The penalty kill, the power play, both average, middle of the road. Obviously, you'd like that to be better. 7th most in terms of penalty minutes taken. That you need better discipline. 2nd fewest shots. You should probably end up with more shots, and they are the least physical team in the league. So you look at this, and again, to point out just 3 things in particular that they need to do would be a bit of an understatement. But as was pointed out in the discussion that we had here, I think the nice way to view this is, hey, play relaxed. As it is, you almost have nothing to lose at this stage. Like right now, in terms of, well, pressure to make the playoffs, probably not. But ultimately, too, you take a couple of points here and there, you should find yourself secured in the Elite Division next season. You are a rookie team as well that's gotten here. We'll see how it plays out, but like I said, it would have been it would have been, a bit of an understatement just to name 3 keys in particular.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, more than a few things to work on, and that's often the case when teams that find themselves towards that bottom of the standings. It's not just one thing that's kind of put them there. If it's one thing, you can kind of figure out a way to pick it back up and get it going. But it's just seemingly, everything right now for Tunnel Vision just is kind of in a funk, and that can be a tough situation to come back from. But you said it. I mean, sometimes just being able to go out there and play carefree, feeling like you've got nothing to lose, can be a bit of a freeing feeling. And if, at that point, you can maybe figure something out that you haven't had all season. And as you mentioned, start picking up some huge points, at least get yourself out of that relegation battle.
Absolutely. So again, puck drop should be in just a matter of moments for the first matchup of 2. Again, if you missed it or missed the title, of course, we'll have a second matchup today. YMCA Esports taking on Rusty Blades. Another battle sin of a playoff team against a non-playoff team. Like we said here, teams are over the hump. 16 games played at pretty much the bare minimum out of a 30-game regular season. It really is crunch time, where in a 30-game season to begin with, you need to make the most of every opportunity. But certainly now, I mean, any sort of wiggle room, there's just nothing there. You have to take advantage of every opportunity now.
Yeah, especially now down the stretch when we said it's so kind of hectic and volatile in the sort of middle of the standings there. And we see that oftentimes towards the tail end of the season. It's like, you see those few teams kind of separate themselves from the rest of the pack. That being said, it's still only a 4-point differential from that 5 and 6 slot. So even then, anything can happen towards that tail end. It's hard to picture, the top 3 falling out, but the 4 and 5, all you are is one bad series away against the wrong opponent from kind of getting knocked down in the standings. Then you're right amongst all the other hungry teams that are trying to push their way into contention.
Absolutely. So again, let's get you guys another look at the standings here, as we have a little bit of a delay that not necessarily biding time for. But again, in this first matchup, Goons finding themselves in 5th right now. I believe an FBK result went through that's bumped them back up to 4th. But again, 30-game regular season, you can see the kind of discrepancy here. Some teams on 16 games, some teams on 21 already. So we'll continue to see how this plays out. But Sin, the games are good to go. The lobby is together, and I'm very excited to see, again, how this plays out. Our first game of 4 in this broadcast as we continue to barrel towards the end of the regular season.
Yeah, and Goons, I mean, I'm really excited to get to take a look at them here. I mean, it's been a while since I believe we've covered them, and they've taken this ECL Elite by storm here, and it's just, it can't be overstated how impressive that really is. I mean, we've seen teams come in and get immediately relegated, or seen teams come in just miss the playoffs, but Goons are right now relatively secure in that playoff position here, and so we're going to see how they kind of deal with that sort of pressure going up against a team like Tunnel Vision, who quote unquote should be easy points for them to pick up, but really, we've said it, there's no easy matchups here in the Elite.
Absolutely not. So here we go. Puck drop. Game is underway. Goons, the home team in this one, in the black jerseys, and a great chance there early on for Yergely. Just missed the far side post, and a trip is drawn. Incredibly fast. Kruketsi taken down. It'll be Picard's going to the box on this one, and a very early power play chance for Goons.
Yeah, we'll see what they're able to do here setting up wise. We mentioned only about 10% on the power play so far this season, which is not very good. They're unable to get it established, and will have to kind of start this outside of the zone, which is never what you want to do. Nonetheless, we'll see how they handle this break-in.
Again, there you see Kriketsi, the center for Goons, team leader in scoring, rocking the gold helmets, the players to keep an eye on. Goons, for the first minute, not really able to get established, but we'll see what they're able to do here. Held up in the neutral zone, great pass to find VP, has space, throws it on, stopped by Holtzy. VP, the former Avila, for those who have been following the league for a good amount of time. Name change this season. 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. An offside call there, so Sin, early trouble for tunnel vision, but a very solid penalty kill.
Yeah, it looked like they're kind of overthinking that a bit. You know, Yergely kind of with the stick work there, had some space just to kind of, you know, barrel his way through there on that far side. With less amount on the blue line, you can go north-south a little bit more, and tries to cut to the inside and ends up, you know, they going off sides right there. So you can kind of see some of the power play woes from Goons just unable to sort of get established and break it in.
Tunnel vision trying to go down the other way. Picard's now a couple of quick passes there. Big hit in the middle by Kriketsi. That puck thrown on, and Fincona able to stop it. So a couple of dangerous looks there for tunnel vision, just not able to find the lanes.
Yeah, and you know, just kind of throwing that puck on. I'm not too sure if that was indeed a shot or maybe a pass out front. Nonetheless, Fincona kind of had to be ready for that as that came right on net.
So here's Vibo over the line now for Goons. Looking in front, great chance on the doorstep for Piku Roger. Two strong candidates for Rookie of the Year this season, perhaps. We'll talk about that in our second matchup, though. There are some incredibly talented rookies in this class this year. Both teams icing a decent amount of them. What a play and what a shot just wide. Yergely again, unfortunate to not have a goal. He's had 2 A-grade scoring chances through the first 5.5 minutes here, now up into 6. And Goons again struggling to kind of just find that little bit of space here through the neutral zone. Tunnel vision. They're going with that defense-first approach. Good poke check by Picards to knock it loose, but Goons maintain possession. And looking for that little bit of space. A lot of passing. Loose puck recovered by VP. Tried to throw it in front. Maintained here. Tries to go through and they score! Sin, that's all it takes. You make the most of a secondary chance. We called him out a few times. And it is Yergely who finds the goal on his third, really high-quality chance of the game so far.
Yeah, I mean, Goons done a really good job of getting to that net. I mean, entering the zone they've had a bit of trouble with, as we saw right there. It took a lot of kind of horizontal passes to enter, but once they did, they started attacking that front of the net, and it was sort of the pass across, maybe a bit of a bouncing puck. Yergely capitalizes, and he's coming back in the zone now.
Second chance, and they score! 2 for 1. Kriketsi finds the back of the net. Goons double up the lead in just a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and how quickly things can almost seemingly fall apart for a squad right there. The easy zone entry off of the draw. The pass to Piku Roger, who finds Kriketsi. Getting in alone right there, the step behind the defenseman. That's something you just can't allow to happen. Tombu Wenger gotta kind of, hold the line, keep that body position a bit more, because that was one-on-one with the goalie in tight.
Our Cards tried to throw that one on. And ultimately got into Fincona, but and it's Goons now with this 2-0 lead. Tunnel vision trying to get something going back down the other way. The Cards in a battle for it, comes up with it once more. Pass in front, loose puck, shot on. I believe that one was stopped there, but here go Goons down the other way. They have the numbers. Piku Roger down the left-hand side. He'll cut back, dishes to the point. It's Viva looking around, D to D. Deflection bid there for Yergely, just couldn't get a piece of it. Here comes Picards back down the other way, easily taken away by VP. So he'll bring it over the line, stepping in, did too much traffic. Tunnel vision now, 7.5 to go here in the first period. Let's see what they were able to do. Puck at the point, good pass over, off the wall. Through the slot, just couldn't pull the trigger on the shot, and Goons trying to go back down the other way. Kriketsi just couldn't pull off that move. Good feed there by Viba to find Yergely. Tried to pass it in front, broken up, recovered here, still alive, and a shot stopped, second chance. Piku Roger just couldn't shovel that one home. Good stop there by Holtzy.
Yeah, and Goons are starting to get aggressive there. You saw Viva, really in tight right there, almost looking like the positioning on a power play, going in towards that circle, helps keep that puck in and keep that down low play alive. That's really what Goons have done to get all their offense, is just kind of, get those plays towards the slot, towards the middle, and it's worked so far. Tunnel Vision hasn't had a consistent answer.
They're in the attacking zone here. Puck recovered again. It's Picard's down low. He's been all over the place for Tunnel Vision so far. Trying to get that stretch pass out. They end up finding Pico Roger. He's got to step down that right-hand wall, cuts back, throws it in front, somehow found its way to Kriketsi before being knocked loose. See what Tunnel Vision can do, trying to go back down the other way now. Pass off the boards. Wiebel will recover for Goons and settle things down. 2 minutes to play here in the first. Again, 2 very quick goals for Goons to give them the lead. Here's Yergely, the spin, still fighting for it. Just tried to muscle his way to the net front.
Sit
At
down!
the final minute here, huge hit in center ice. Again, nowhere for Picards to go. Sadapoika's with him, he can't help. Again, it's Pico Roger attacking Wenger down that left-hand side. Wenger winning this battle. That pass intercepted, though. Kriketsi muscled off the puck by Picards, and that will bring us to the end of the first period. 2 quick goals for Goons in a period that was rather one-sided, Sin, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, when Tunnel Vision did get into the zone, it's like they didn't get the chance they wanted. We can kind of see why they have so few shots over the course of this season so far. Just 128 compared to the 255 of Goons. And, at some point, Tunnel Vision's going to have to take a shot. I mean, they had the puck in that high slot. He kind of held it, was eventually bumped off it. I mean, if you don't take the shot, no chance at the rebounds, no chance to kind of establish the zone pressure. Getting the right pass is good, but sometimes you got to take what's given to you, and I didn't see enough of that from Tunnel Vision, and that's something that Goons, they wanted to kind of, assert the style of play, but they were able to. Tunnel Vision hasn't been able to do that, so I'd like to see them sort of adjust here, maybe take a couple shots that are given to them, see if they can get Goons kind of running around in their own end, and that's when you'll be able to open up those higher quality scoring chances.
Absolutely. As you get another look there at Kriketsi's goal. And then look at the Yergely goal here, too. I mean, Goons' strategy of just get it to those high danger areas in the slot as, here's the thing. We pay Goons to be players, not to be camera operators, so don't quit your day job, kids. Here we go. Second period about ready to begin. We'll see what Tunnel Vision can do. Again, very valuable points up for grabs here. Tunnel Vision entering play today in 14th. That would technically mean they'd have to fight to stay alive in the Elite Division next season. Again, our 16th rated team out of 16 automatically relegated to our Pro Division, although, Sin, as we've seen, it can be tough for teams that are automatically dropped. Oftentimes, they outright dissolve. The players go their separate ways, so there is a lot of pressure to get that stability in the Elite Division. Tunnel Vision not far off from having it. They need a comeback effort here. They're in the attacking zone. Picards quickly gets it back. Good 1-2s here with Tombu trying to throw one through. Picard's still battling for it. Recovered by Sadapoika only for a moment. Again, it'll be Goons back in control. It's Pico Roger gains the line. Kriketsi to Viba. Back. VP down low. Good movement from Goons here, but can they find a shooting lane? They can't. That pass off the mark. Trouble there for Tunnel Vision, though. The big step-up hit. There's a little interference there by Picards running the pick, but it's not with the hit stick, so it's perfectly fine. And again, for Tunnel Vision right now, just no sustained offensive pressure. Constantly on the back foot. VP looking for a little bit of space. Feeds it over for Pico Roger. You see, just taking their time. Yergely has it now. Tried to go back to Viba. It was intercepted. Puck recovered here at the point, though, by VP. Can't hold on to it. Picards with the self-board play. Manages to get out of trouble. Turned over at the last moment. Pico Roger draws the trip. It'll be another Goons power play.
Yeah, and another kind of defensive zone. I wouldn't call it necessarily a blunder. More forced into that turnover than anything, but not enough support around him. The aggression from Goons coming out, and turnover, got a penalty out of it. Now see if they can get that power play to go to work, trying to get that loose puck, but just unable to do it. Once again, early on, the puck is cleared. Will they be able to get back into the zone and establish themselves, or this kind of be the story of that last power play that never got going?
And Goons entering play today, 14th out of 16 teams in terms of power play percentage, hovering at around 10% on the season. Good movement there, and a big stop by Holtzy. Puck bounces, can't be played out. Viba able to keep it in. Yergely down low, throws it on. Good shot there from Pico Roger. Better stop from Holtzy.
Yeah, good save right there as Goons finally started to get themselves established, get their cycle game going, trying to find the chance that they wanted. Didn't quite get it right there, but another chance here with the faceoff. 24 seconds left. Unfortunately, they lose it. Unable to be held in by VP, and that will pretty much do it for the man advantage.
Very close call there, not being able to play that one out. Goons right back in on the attack as we're back to 5-on-5. Good recovery there, and again, it's Picard's, their leading scorer. No real surprise to hear me say his name this often. Tombu plays it down. Picard's, what a toe drag, threw it on. That would have been a phenomenal goal to say the least. Tunnel Vision still in on the attack here. They need something. Sokolo trying to find Picard's. Now Sadapoika unable to hold on to it. It'll be Goons leading things back the other way. There's something there for Tunnel Vision. They just haven't been able to put it together.
Yeah, and Picard's right there just proved like what a game changer he could be.
Yergely has it now, wrapping around, finds Viba at the point, whose slap shot doesn't go through. Down low in the corner, Wenger able to hold it. Finds Sokolo. Viba with the hit, touches up, it'll be offside. 5:39 to play.
Yeah, so I think if Tunnel Vision kind of wants to come back, what they're doing right there down low was great. The quick passes, trying to go for the quick shots on the short side, but Picard's was really the one kind of being the catalyst right there as Roger gets behind the D.
Roger, big step, threw it across. Play was well read by the defense. And it's Tunnel Vision back in control. Desperately need a goal here before the end of this period. Down low, Picard's again, thrown in front, and they score! Ask and you shall receive. Tunnel Vision are on the board. It's Tombu finding the back of the net for the third time this season. We have a one-goal game.
Yeah, and that's just a huge pinch right there, understanding kind of, the situation that they were in and taking the chances, throwing extra men on the rush right there. You can see 4 men down low. They find Tombu in that slot between the hash marks, and he blasts that one home on the far side. Just a great job from them to kind of inch their way closer here at the tail end of the second.
We'll see what happens here. Goons were able to get 2 quick goals. Can Tunnel Vision do the same? 3 minutes to work with here in the second period. Good defense there on display by Tombu, the goal scorer. This puck dumped in. Sokolo will chase this one down. Dishes back to the point. Wenger couldn't throw it on through the traffic. A little bit of space here, perhaps. Yergely has it poked away. Pico Roger couldn't pick the corner. Good blocker save. Tunnel Vision again playing with fire on these breakouts. Goons threatening at every possible moment. Here's Tombu trying to step in. They score! The puck found its way to Sokolo. He has his 9th of the year, and Tunnel Vision have tied it at 2 apiece. Sid and the commentator's curse continues. Called out those 2 quick goals. Anything you can do, apparently they can also do.
Yeah, and at the tail end of the second here, Tunnel Vision have tied it. Just a great job kind of taking a leaf out of the book of Goons, just driving that net. The puck finds Sokolo, as you said, and he buries it right there. We have a tie game. They might not be done.
Chance here for Picard's, puck on net and covered by Fincona with 28 seconds to play here in the second period. Again, what a turn of events here for Tunnel Vision. Might there be one more goal here in this period? We'll find out. Tie up on the play. Chance in front. Just couldn't get a piece of it. Fincona will find it. He's forced to cover with 7 seconds to go. Where was this from Tunnel Vision?
Yeah, and this feels like Goons went from kind of dominating to surviving now here at the tail end of the second. They're just trying to get out of this period without any more damage.
Absolutely. Here we go. Off the face-off now. It will be Goons in possession. They'll kill the clock. Smart move, perhaps. We go to the third. Tie game, Sin. Certainly didn't see this one coming.
I didn't at all. I mean, I was, actually, a step away from thinking we were going to see another Goons goal, as once again, it was Piku Roger this time, a skater getting behind the defenseman, a bit too easily than he should, but they survive it, they get the puck out, and, couple minutes later, they get their first goal, and then just after that, the second one as well. So, I mean, no quit in Tunnel Vision. Definitely, they kind of, came out a little bit flat out of the gates, and, the Goons really came out flying. They got obviously those two quick ones, but I like it from tunnel vision. You kind of saw it. It started with Picard's. He started kind of, asserting himself a little bit more on that forecheck in the offensive zone, being the catalyst to run the offense through of tunnel vision. And he really sort of proved his worth right there. That got a little bit of momentum. And from there, tunnel vision was able to build on it, tie this game up, as we're seeing right there. That is, I believe that was Sada Poika there. That was Tombu actually again on the pinch who was able to get that puck over. So Tombu had himself a great second period.
So here we go, getting ready for the third. Again, big points up for grabs here on the line. And Sim, we talked about it with Goons as well. That defense, those struggles really cost them some great opportunities. Even though they enter play today at 12-7-1, what could they be if they could just sort out these defensive issues?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they came in today 56 goals for, but the 50 against, that's such a slim margin. And, to have the record that they had with that, I mean, that's incredibly close. They're kind of winning some games by the skin of their teeth. So, yeah, you said it. Got to sort out that defense as a massive collision lays out Sokolo, and he kind of stayed on the ground there for a minute.
I think it would take anybody a minute to recover from that. Chance here down the other way, 2-on-2. Kriketsi can't hold on to it as he collided with his own teammate. Again, Goons, the first two goals. Tunnel Vision respond late in the second. A little bit of trouble here for Ketsi. Able to be stripped of the puck there. Last second by Sadapoika. Let's see what happens next. A back and forth game to say the least. Tunnel Vision back in control. Trying to find those lanes here on the breakout. Sokolo. Shut down for the moment by Biba, but Tunnel Vision able to recover. Here's Picard's looking, takes the hit from Biba as well. One of the most physical players in the league. Stretch pass to Yergli, drops back to Kriketsi. Nowhere to go at the line, would have been offside.
It's okay, it's just a
huge hit
game.
by Kriketsi there again. Speaking of incredibly physical players. Good interception there, and an even better one in response by Tombu. He's had a great game so far. At least beyond that first period, should I say. Wenger with the interception now. Finally, a little bit of space for Sokolo down that left-hand side. Biba giving chase, muscling him off the puck. Poke checked away off the pads of Fincona. Puck dives there to his right. Goons able to get those plays away here, though. The step up from Tombu leaves a little bit of space. Kriketsi too much traffic. BP not able to step in. Back and forth action here as we approach the midway point of this third period. Picards can't get that shot off. Kept in by Sokolo. Down low. Chance there. Interesting play. Recovered once more. Pass across broken up. Still, though, it's Tunnel Vision all over him. The wraparound bid stopped by Fincona. Great save there. Here's VP stepping in now. Chance shot and a better save by Holtze on the other side. Both teams seem up for the challenge here of walking away with the 2 points. But who will find the breakthrough? As Wenger brings it into the zone. Sokolo able to dish it down low into the corner. Picards gives chase. Can't knock it loose. Let's see what can be done here for Goons. Having more and more trouble as the game's gone on. Getting over that blue line. Picards. That pass intercepted. And now it's Goons trying to find space. 5 men on the blue line here. 4 Tunnel Vision. They're onside. Yergli the move. Knocked loose at the last minute. Sadapoika, good quick passes there. Finds its way to Sokolo. Back to Picard. Better defense on display, though, by Kriketsi. Men's two-way presence. 4 minutes to play now. Tunnel Vision, again, trying to gain the line. Can't do it. Who will find that goal? Next goal should win it at this point. Viva, one-timer with Yergli. Clip the post, doesn't go. We play on with 3 minutes remaining. Is Viva having trouble at the line here? Able to find Yergli, though. Has a step onto the fence. The spin pass in front doesn't go. Loose puck, nearly picked up by the winger there, Piku Roger, but going down the other way. Bit of space for Tunnel Vision. That one thrown all the way through by Sadapoika. He's intercepting this one now, though. Great chance. Down low. Picard's looking. Takes a huge hit there. Piku Roger can't find a way around Tombu. 50 seconds to play now. Incredible pace to this one here. Very few face-offs in this third period. Tunnel Vision again looking to find that lane. Can they gain the zone? As time winds down. Here's Sokolo. Has the tying goal in this one. 30 seconds now. Goons back in control. Kirketsi able to find Pika Roger. He steps around the defense. Pika Roger! Glove stopped by Holtzy. Back to the point. VP again down low. VP looking in front. Holtzy able to get a pad on that one as well. Tunnel Vision in possession. Surviving the hit from Viba. Here's Sadapoika. He has help. Pass big. Stopped by Finn Kona. 6 seconds to play as Finn Kona makes a gigantic save that salvages a point for Goons. Marathon Monday delivers. We go to overtime in our first game of this presentation.
Wow, that really opened up there in the third period, especially the last, I'd say, 10 minutes of it right there. It was just back and forth action and some huge saves coming out from Finn Kona and Holtzy on either side, and really, letting this game go to overtime so we can see, put the stats aside, both these goaltenders have that capacity to make some big saves in key moments there, and no better moment than the tail end of the third right there as we are headed to overtime, as you said. I mean, that one it went from 0 to 100 extremely quick. I mean, Goons got the quick two. You kind of thought, ooh, this one could get out of hand unless Tunnel Vision find something. Well, they found something, got two quick ones, tilted the ice back in their own favor. And then, man, that was just some craziness at the tail end. I'm really surprised that we are going to overtime with some of the quality of the chances that we saw there. But goaltending, it's important, and you saw it why right there.
A big welcome to all of you joining us from the Eki stream as well. Philadelphia picking up 4 points again. Just one loss on the season as they take both of their games over at Kova Esports. Again, this is our first game of two between Goons and Tunnel Vision. Both teams with a point. You could argue right now that second point that much more important for Tunnel Vision entering play today in a relegation spot. Goons in a playoff spot. But it shows how closely contested the Elite Division is that you can have that much separation between these two teams in the standings, yet this game going to overtime and is this close and competitive.
Yeah, and Tunnel Visions, have been really good on their own blue line when they're able to kind of get set up. Sometimes on the rush, we said it, Goons were getting behind them a bit too easily, but when Tunnel Vision's able to sort of establish themselves, it's been pretty hard to come in, but that's a trip.
Piku Roger couldn't feed that one through. Yergely went down, touched up. Goons for the third time in this game will go to the power play. 0 for 2 on the night so far. A chance here to end the game. Again, a sub 10% power play on the season, one of the worst in the league. But one goal can change that outlook as Pika Roger back for Kirketsi. The captain has it down low. Good movement here, though. Kirketsi again looking. Yergely's one-timer blocked down. Puck unable to be cleared. Held in by BP. Yergely on the doorstep. Blocker stop. Good pressure here from Goons. As Vibo looks, Yergely has it now. Kirketsi, a cross shot doesn't go through. Great chances here for Goons. 40 seconds still on this man advantage. Kirketsi, loose puck, still there, and held up now by Sokolo. He'll send it all the way down. Nervous moments there for Tunnel Vision, but they've survived so far. Goons with a chance for one more rush. We're back to 5-on-5. Kirketsi can't work his way past Tombu. 5 minutes into this overtime here, we continue onward. Welcome to Marathon Mondays if you're uninitiated. You could be here for a while. As this puck recovered by Sadapoika, still maintaining possession. What a chance there! Incredible power on that shot from Sokolo. Here's Picards, tries to throw one on off the toe drag. Just a little bit too much traffic there in front. And now Goons trying to weave their way through. It was Ketzi who didn't like the look. Plays it over to Viba. Trouble. Yergely able to find VP. Tried to throw it on. Blocked by Picards. Loose puck. Poked away. Sokolo can't hold on to it. Great defense by Kirketsi. 9 minutes now into this first overtime of what could be many. Tombu has it. His pass off the mark. No icing here. Recovered by Sokolo. Kirketsi quickly takes that one away. Yergely into the open space. VP was there. This one poked away, and Picards knew he wasn't going to win it. Smart move. Step back. Conserve some energy. Turketsi trying to find his way through. Pika Roger has it. Tried the short side as he got hit. Holtzy didn't move. Good save.
Yeah, I mean, Goons, getting some chances right there again on the rush, but going back to that power play a bit, that looked good, and I'm surprised they weren't able to score. They had some tremendous looks that they were able to get. A couple nice saves by Holtzy, a couple key shot blocks, and Tunnel Vision's hopes in this game for that extra point still alive there. Gonna have to be careful, though. The forecheck from Goons coming out strong, but odd man developing.
Yeah, the numbers here. Chance for Picards. He scores! Tunnel Vision come back from 2-0 down to take it 3-2 in overtime.
Wow, it can happen that quickly. As good as Goons have been on the rush, Tunnel Vision shows they can be just as good. The 2-goal comeback in this one, and it's Picards, who had been dynamic all game, really kind of the first one to sort of show some offensive momentum early on in this game for Tunnel Vision, and he gets the game-winning goal here in overtime off a pretty backhand that just kind of, I think it may have hit off the goaltender, went in. Nonetheless, a huge game winner right there, and you got to figure Goons kind of, maybe letting that one get away from them. They were in the driver's seat early on, but Tunnel Vision, they kind of made some adjustments, started holding that blue line, got some offense of their own, and on the rush, they're able to cap that one off. A huge extra points from Tunnel Vision here down the stretch.
And an interesting situation for Goons here as well. Big question of what exactly happened in that one. Sin, in that game, as we always do, we have a chat prediction for who we think's going to win. 91-9 was the ratio. People predicting Goons to win. 91% of the vote. Tunnel Vision had different plans in mind as that one just sneaks past Fincona. Again, 3 unanswered goals. And Sin, in that first period, it very much looked like Goons were going to run away with this. But like I said, throughout the course of that game, it's incredible how close these teams can be at times. Again, you talk about Goons, 4th, 5th place, entering play today. Tunnel Vision in one of the bottom 3 spots. Yet this is the result that we get.
And, it was a great start from Goons, as we said, but, after that, they couldn't really find that much of the established attack that they had early on. They couldn't get behind the defense as easily. That power play at the end, they had some great looks, but I mean, they didn't capitalize, and that's kind of been the story on their power play, all season with it, now sub 10%. As you mentioned, it's just they fail to capitalize, and when you fail to capitalize on your chances, when a team gives them to you, oftentimes it's one rush coming back the other way and a beautiful backhand that buries it and kind of ices the cake, and you're walking away with just 1 point after you could have probably gotten 2.
Absolutely. So again, a second game between these two clubs coming up in just a matter of moments. We'll set the stage for you after a quick word from our sponsors.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
So again, a big thank you to our sponsors, and of course, Wilhelm returning for another season, Kouvolan Lakritsi via play as well. So Sin, setting the stage here then for that second game, I want to talk about Tunnel Vision here first. I mean, again, walking away with the lion's share of the points after that one. And all in all, like I said, first period, it's like, oh man, this could be a rough game for them, but they stuck with it. They battled back, and you saw by the end of the game with the team stats, the shots were relatively close. The time on attack was relatively close. Holtzy made some big saves. That was just a good, solid team effort to work their way back into that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that penalty kill from them, huge. That was, like we said, the most dangerous that Goons looked perhaps after that first period where they got those couple goals, and Holtzy made some key saves. The shot blocks that came out were great. They didn't panic, and that's what's so important, because if you start panicking, moving out of position, it can get ugly incredibly quick, and you open up those down low one-timers. They simply didn't do that, and sometimes, a bad power play or a good penalty kill can be a huge momentum shift, and that seemed it was a rush play going back the other way that Tunnel Vision was able to capitalize on. And if you're Goons here, you're kind of seeing why, their record being as good as it is, but their goal differential, everything was so close, and they seem to be, winning 1-goal games. And in this case, they lose that 1-goal game here. But if you don't put a team away, we see it from the elite teams. They put teams away. They don't let their foot off the gas. You can't let them off of the mat, so to speak. Goons kind of did that against Tunnel Vision, and the result, they blew the 2-goal lead, lost in OT.
Yeah, and I mean, for Tunnel Vision as well, I think, we talked about it in the whole keys to success. Like, hey, there's a lot of things that you need to change. I think we saw the best and the worst out of that team. And when they play at their best, I don't think there's any denying that they could at least push for a playoff spot. It's one of those things in the elite division where, you look at these clubs and you say, man, it's a shame that, some of these teams have to finish in those bottom few spots to fight for their elite survival. Talking about Goons, though, you mentioned it already, and I think that is the key for them. That power play. Granted, the third power play looked very dangerous. They were unfortunate, if anything, to not find a goal on that attempt. However, 0 for 3 on the power play. I think you can really look no further than that. You got those 2 quick goals and then never found the back of the net from there again. You had some good chances, but 0 for 3 on the power play. Again, a power play that's under 10% now. And could be drifting even lower than 14th. I'd have to get a look at the updated numbers here, but they could easily be in the bottom 2, if not having the worst power play on the season. Excuse me. It's not what you would expect from a playoff team.
No, absolutely not. And that's something that has to be addressed because you said it. That's not, a playoff team caliber stuff to be failing on that power play. That third power play looked great, but the problem was that was the only one that looked great. The first 2, they couldn't even hold the zone, really. They maybe got through 1 shot on. I would be curious to see the registered shots on the power play before that third one. I would only gander that they had 1, maybe 2. That's just how kind of, good that Tunnel Vision, was able to kill it off, but as we say all the time, once you lose that zone, it can be so hard to get it back in. And you saw from the third power play, they held the zone and they got tremendous chances out of it. So you can get if you can get 1 more of those power plays like that, maybe even both of them that look like that for a longer period of time, then you're definitely going to score. The problem is they haven't been able to do that on a consistent basis. So if you're not getting chances, you're not scoring, period.
Absolutely. So again, we should be just a few moments away here from puck drop in our second game of 2 between these 2 teams. And again, a reminder upon the conclusion of that and a short break, we'll have our second matchup as well as YMCA Esports take on Rusty Blades, another similar battle of a playoff team against a team right now currently trying to stave off potential relegation. So we'll see how that plays out. Sin, I mean, again, I think we have an updated look here at some of the recent results around the league. If not, and indeed we do there, we also have some other stuff we can look at here. But you look at some of these results, again, Philadelphia were in action a little bit earlier on against Kova Esports, 5-0 and 3-1. The score lines in those games, again, are defending champs still with just 1 loss on the season, yet to lose in regulation. And FBK as well, taking 2 games away from IQ, who entered play today. Just 1 spot out of the playoffs, but huge results for FBK, who have had some interesting struggles this season, I think is a nice way to put it.
Yeah, they have. At times they've looked like, one of those top teams. Other times, not so much. And in that one, taking on IQ, one of those kind of bubble teams, they kind of, 2 1-goal victories, which are great to get. It's good that you can win those close games. That's really going to help come the playoffs. But, you expect a team with the aspirations of being one of those top teams like Färjestad to sort of, be kind of separating themselves a bit more from the middle of the pack. And as you mentioned, they haven't been able to do that enough on a consistent basis here. And it just goes to show you how competitive, the middle of this division really is.
As we get a look here at the highlights from that first matchup, again, Goons up 2-0. It was Tunnel Vision with a solid second period effort there in the final 4 minutes, being able to tie this one up. It took us until overtime to find that next goal, but Tunnel Vision were able to find it. We'll see what they can do here now. A tremendous opportunity again to get themselves further away from those relegation spots. And again, for Goons, they entered play today in 4th. They are currently back in 5th. Pretty secure in 5th place right now. Granted, some teams have some games to catch up in terms of the games at hand. We'll see how it all plays out. Tunnel Vision actually with the win here. What a goal there! 25 seconds into the game. And Goons have their goal. A replay skipped, so we won't be able to get you another look at that one, at least immediately. I mean, Sin, what a start there. It's Piku Roger. What a goal.
That was just a tremendous poke from him off of the face-off, and once again, Tunnel Vision doesn't come out too strong. Their defense caught napping a little bit. They allow someone behind him, and Piku Roger, not the guy on Goons that you want behind you, and he capitalizes on that early on, but we saw some early starts from Goons, you know. They're going to have to, you know, secure it now. They're going to have to build on that lead and not give it up here against Tunnel Vision because, you know, they have great responses.
His team leading 20th goal of the season for the elite rookie, Piku Roger. Let's see what Tunnel Vision can do in response here and on the attack. Not for long. Asada Poika couldn't hold on to that. Puck bouncing around. Tunnel Vision will be able to settle it down. Right back where they left off in terms of starting a game on the back foot. As Sokolo takes a huge hit there. Gigantic hit in response from Wenger. We don't see fights often, but who knows what might happen at the end of this one at this rate. Chance now for Tombu trying to work it in, able to find Sokolo. Just way too much traffic to try and maneuver through. And a move there by Yergli will lead to an offside call.
Yeah, definitely no love lost between these two guys. We're going to get another look at that. That was just after the poke right there. And what a job by Piku Roger actually going to the backhand right there and just unable to be pushed off the puck by the defenseman who just got caught kind of flat-footed in that scenario.
It's Tunnel Vision again. They trailed 2-0 in the last game, won 3-2 in overtime. Gave up some early goals in that one. At least we thought they were early goals compared to what Piku Roger just pulled off the opening draw. Yergli to Kriketsi, backhand scores! Able to beat Holtzy, who needs the power play. It's 2-0 Goons.
And
in the first 8.5 minutes.
Yeah, from his knees as well he scored that one. Might have been a penalty shot, I'm not too sure. It's kind of tough to call when they're in tight like that, but again, Goons getting off to an early 2-0 lead, and you got to feel there's maybe a tiny bit of salt coming out with some of these replays skipped. Some of the big hits we've been seeing and thrown. Tunnel Vision cannot be happy with themselves again. I mean, how many times are you going to be able to erase 2-goal deficits and come out with the lead and come out with the win? It's probably less often than you are able to, so this is not the ideal start for Tunnel Vision, and maybe Goons learned their lesson after the first one and be able to kind of sustain this and build off it.
Biba takes his time here on the breakout, able to find Kriketsi, held up at his own blue line, gets it back to Biba though in a little bit of space. Toe drag, throws that one into the corner. Covered by Piku Roger, working with Yergli. Now down low for Biba, tried to go back. Good play there by Wenger to take it away. A little bit of deja vu here with a 2-0 Goons lead in the first period. Get an early goal from Piku Roger, and then the captain in Kriketsi tripped up, scores on the backhand. Goons still in on the attack here. Piku Roger fighting for it. Kriketsi threw one on. Holtz able to make the stop. Piku Roger picks the corner. 3-0 Goons. As unlike the last game, Sin, they're able to find that extra goal. Second of the game for Piku Roger.
Yeah, and just once again, a tremendous forechecking pressure from Goons, and it seemed like Tunnel Vision wanted to get out of that zone very desperately. They kind of sent everyone there, and not enough puck support down low as the Goons forecheck just sort of overwhelmed the defensive pairing back there. Turnover happens, short side is picked by Piku Roger, and a 3-0 lead here. Surely that'll be enough for Goons, right?
We'll find out. Here's Tunnel Vision, that one thrown across. Tombu tried to go down low, couldn't find any space. A rough turn of events here for Tunnel Vision. They have it back in the zone here, knocked loose though. Kriketsi will pick that one up. Able to work it further up the ice. Viva picks it up, sauces it across. Great chance there. Holtz able to get a pad on it though. 2 minutes to play here in the first. There's a 2-0 come from behind victory as Fincona is able to make that happen. 2-0. Come from behind victory to win it 3-2 in overtime. But the question is, can Tunnel Vision come back from 3-0 down? Or is that a bit too much?
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible, but you cannot put yourself in situations like this. As you can see, now your defense has to get aggressive, and that's going to allow players like Piku Roger and Jurgeli to get around your defense.
Shot stopped by Holtzy. Good look there. It's Tunnel Vision struggling to get it out here in the final minute of play here in the first period. Tombu gains the zone. Finds Picards. The spin doesn't go. Tombu, one-timer, deflects up and out of play from Wenger.
Almost hit the cameraman right there with how high that one deflected. But we're going to see maybe if Tunnel Vision have some kind of set play. They're going with the aggressive face-off. 4 seconds left.
They can't win it, though. Kriketsi, great job. Viva will kill the clock. And a penalty called there at the end. As Viva took a hit, it'll be a power play for Goons. It'll be Sokolo going to the box there to start the second period. Then it goes from bad to worse for Tunnel Vision.
Yeah, and I can't help but thinking, I mean, we're not getting a replay of that, but I actually didn't catch it at all. I wonder if he was the one in the corner trying to kill it and the hit kind of came. That's, to me, if it did come in the corner there as they were trying to kill off the period, that feels a little bit tilty on the side of Tunnel Vision. I mean, you can't be happy giving up those 3 goals, but, you know, if they're kind of losing, you know, that mental state right there, this one can really get out of hand as they're going to start this period off on the penalty kill. Another chance for Goons to get their power play going.
Seeing what they can do. Again, huge hit there. Goons were 0 for 3 on the man advantage in that first game. Jurgeli has it down low. Gets it to Viva at the point. Good movement and a better stop there by Holtzy. At D2D one time. Piku Roger, 2 goals in this game. Finds Viva. Kriketsi looking, knocked loose. Chance for Picards to bring it down the other way. A lot of traffic to weave through. A couple of spins. And a chance now for Goons, but good defense there to knock that one loose. 20 seconds to go. As the Tunnel Vision PK, I mean, able to get some crucial stops for the most part. Viva tried to find Piku Roger. We're back to 5-on-5. 0 for 4 now tonight. The Goons power play as Viva's shot doesn't find a way through. Risky pass there, another slap shot that's blocked down. Let's see what Tunnel Vision can do. The answer's not much on that breakup.
Yeah, kind of a errant pass right there. So looking like they're getting a bit tied up with each other. They go for the Omaha, but well played. Both Viva and VP back there. No step for the Tunnel Vision skater right there. And yeah, they're starting. You can kind of see the desperation already coming out for Tunnel Vision here. Just not the shape they wanted to be here in game 2.
Off the tie-up, Goons with possession. Jurgeli back to Viva again. Certainly getting him more involved in the offense. Able to find BP. Good pass over to Jurgeli once more. Looking, waiting. Big hit there. Still fighting for it. Jurgeli has it once more. Fends off the hit. Couldn't find Kriketsi on the pass, but he wins back possession. Trouble at the line, knocked loose. Chance here, Sadapoika has Sokolo with them and just lost it. Good defense from Viva. And Kriketsi knocks one loose. Goons going down the other way. Jurgeli has a step. Chance and a big stop by Holtzy. Lost track of that puck for a moment. Didn't know if it was underneath the goaltender or in the air. Again, Holtzy's made some big stops despite the 3 goals against. Goons again back down the other way. They somehow timed that at the line. Good defense by Tombu. The hit there helped out as Tombu with the interception. Wenger now running into trouble. Cards forced to drop it back. We're halfway through this second period, halfway through this second game. Good pass there to find Sokolo. Sadapoiko with it. Trying to hold on to it. Just Viva completely out-muscling him. Big step-up hit there, but it leaves space down the other way. VP looking, shot stopped. Second chance for VP, still swinging away at it. VP, Kriketsi, Jurgeli, all but decent looks there. Cards tried to drop it back. Jurgeli read it. Nowhere to go. Finds Kriketsi, though. The pass back in front. Doesn't find its intended target. Man, look at Jurgeli right now. What an effort here on the forecheck. Trouble there for Wenger.
This is the look of a team that has definitely learned their lesson. They are not letting their foot off the gas pedal. They're just hungry for more. The forecheck's coming out. A massive hit by Kriketsi. Oh, my goodness. Jeez. Oh.
Sokolo has taken a beating here in this one. Sin, he's a little bit lucky that there's not anything like a, like a fatigue bar or something like that, where it's like, all right, here you go, here's your 10-game season. I actually saw that debated a while ago. Someone for EASHL was like, oh, when you're in seasons, you should have a fatigue meter. So if you take too many hits, by the time you're in like your 10th game of the season, your guy's just done. Sokolo's very lucky that doesn't exist off of how these 2 games have gone. Although it's tunnel vision here in the attacking zone. Looking, shot blocked down. Loose puck once again recovered by Piku Roger. Again, 2 goals in this game, but he can't time it with Yergely on this one. 3:09 to go here in the second period. This was around the time that we saw tunnel vision really force the agenda in that first game, but Sin, like you mentioned, Goons just haven't taken their foot off the gas in this one and given them those opportunities.
Yeah, and that's something that this newer team is gonna keep learning. I mean, there's got to be lessons like that, and they are necessary to your development. So it's good to see them quickly making that adjustment there as they try another high slot shot, and once again they're maintaining puck presence in the offensive zone.
Ketzi still maintaining possession here as we approach the final minute. Getting a little bit fancy to maintain possession. Viba on the backhand throws it into the slot, handled by tunnel vision. Now they go down the other way. 2-on-1 developing. Sokolo looking pass, scores! Tunnel Vision have found a way to work their way back into this one as they get the goal. It'll be a potential 3-1 lead as Satapoika found his 8th of the season. Second chance there, just wide of the glove side. I'm thinking, another chance through the crease. And nearly a 1-goal game heading into the third. Goons a little bit lucky. Sin, tunnel vision scoring on their only shot on target. That goal for Satapoika late as we see some North American style replay skipping.
Yeah, absolutely. I was pretty used to it after last night's with the Ducks gaming, but I mean, that's a tough one. Fincona not in terrible position. He gets a big piece of it, but not quite enough, and that one slips in there. So yeah, they're only registered shots, but that one that just kind of flew through the crease, it was this close to being a 1-goal game. So as quickly as I was to say, Goons sort of learned their lesson. They got a bit too aggressive at the tail end of the period there, which set up a 2-on-1. That was Viva on the pinch and kind of was caught on the right side of the ice right there as well on the back check. So they weren't able to sort of, cut off the angle that they wanted to, leading to that goal. And you never know, tunnel vision, they might have something here.
Down to a 2-goal game. It's nearly a 1-goal game. Piku Roger. We're looking for that hat trick. That pass to Yergely doesn't go, but Yergely wins it back. Chance, and a shot on there from Holte. Looked like it was knocked down before it got to its intended target.
Yeah, it's a pretty good defense right there, but it looks like Goons, not going to, again, sit back here. They're going to try to keep the pressure on, keep the puck away from tunnel vision, and this time, hopefully, be better at guarding against those rushes.
What a shot! What a goal! Just like that. Goons get it back. Yergely finding the back of the net. Goal number 14 on the year, and maybe the dagger here against tunnel vision.
Yeah, might just be, although tunnel vision's, been able to battle back admirably, throughout the course of this 2-game set, and in this game a little bit with that late one, but maybe just too little too late in this one, as that has, I think, still been their only registered shot. And Goons, again, they just have found that killer instinct this time and really not letting tunnel vision get established at whatsoever. It's another intercept there on the break-in.
Here's Piku Roger, can't fend off the pressure there, though. Satapoika helping out the defense, puck loose. Tambu able to settle it down for the moment. Wenger has it now. 16 minutes to work with for tunnel vision to try and battle back, but Goons going to add to that goal-scoring tally. Of course, goal differential can matter in the standings. We've seen it before. For Goons right now, they don't have exactly as much separation as they'd look to have for the amount of goals as they have scored. But here we go, 2-on-1. Chance shot, Piku Roger denied. That hat-trick bid will continue on. Tunnel vision now looking to go back down the other way. Satapoika, Picard, Sokolo now. Back to the centerman, Satapoika. Double teamed, loses it. Chance, Piku Roger, all alone on the break. He's tripped And we will indeed see a penalty shot this time. No backhand finish. Can he get the hat trick here? Pika Rogers scores! Holtzy caught out, nowhere to go. Goons get another one, and Pika Rogers has a hat trick.
Yeah, and I mean, just what an effort from him throughout the course of this matchup, and just capping it off with a well-deserved hat trick there. But what a saucer pass it was! Almost another good one there. This time from tunnel vision. But yeah, the saucer pass to spring him on the breakaway, a thing of beauty.
Those of you just joining us as well, shout out to Frankie and the Team Leisure crew as tunnel vision make it 2 for 2, 2 shots, 2 goals. They like that one as it's now 5-2 with 11 minutes to go. Sokolo with the goal. Would you believe that first game went to overtime and it was a 3-2 win for Tunnel Vision? Chance there, great opportunity for VP. He's still in on the attacking zone, tried to find Yergely. We have hit the halfway point of the period. Goons still in on the attack. Tunnel Vision trying to make something happen. Down by 2, down by 3, down by 4, down by 3. It's just they can't seem to find that consistency, Sid.
Yeah, it's gaining that traction has been difficult from them. When you're playing from behind all the time, you're not going to win too many games. And yeah, they came away with that victory here, but in this one, not, too many shots on. Holtzy can only make, so many big saves. And if you keep allowing those A-grade chances, people to get behind you, which they kind of nullified after that first period of the first game, they haven't in this one. And the result is Goons being able to kind of run up the score here. And no amount of, comeback from Tunnel Vision has, so far been able to kind of get them back in it. Still some game left, but I haven't seen the evidence that they're able to erase this 3-goal deficit in this one.
It's Pika Roger. Sending it down low. Kriketsi has trouble with the defense. 7 minutes to play now here in this game. Again, our second series coming up a little bit later on. YMCA Esports taking on Rusty Blades. As Pika Roger has his shot blocked down. Still fighting for it down low. Can't toe drag out of trouble. As a bit of friendly fire there against Holtzy. Picards took a big hit. Yergely circling around, tried to go down low. Pika Roger has it, gets it back down to him. Kriketsi, puck in front, doesn't go. Looks like they're trying to get VP a goal here, perhaps. He has 1 on the season so far. Picards can't work his way through. Shot deflects, big stop there by Finn Kona. Tunnel Vision still in on the attack, but 3 minutes to go, down by as many goals. Just a matter, I think, of how goal differential might play out at this stage. Yergely the interception. Not too much trouble there with Tombu. That one knocked loose, though, for the moment. It'll be interesting to see what happens from here. I mean, again, Tunnel Vision walking away with 2 points. Goons 3 out of 4. Not a bad day at the office. They're competing directly here with FBK, Färjestad, and Goons battling for that 4th place spot and home ice advantage in what could be, Sin, a first-round matchup between those two teams. Goons still on the attack. Glove stop by Holtzy on the Kriketsi shot with 42 seconds to play.
Yeah, and Goons, you're seeing just why they've had so much success here in the second game especially. They have not let off the forecheck. They continue to forecheck. They're forcing turnovers either low in the zone or high in the zone. Now winning some faceoffs. We'll see what they're able to do here. They cut off the passing lane. Almost Kriketsi forces that turnover, but the rest of them kind of dropping back there, maybe playing for the
has it
goaltender.
one-on-one, taken away at the last moment by Tombu. Much better performance from Goons here all around. An offside call here against Tunnel Vision. So again, 3 out of 4 points for Goons. Pretty good spot to be in, all things considered.
Yeah, I would say so. Definitely, I mean, it's hard to lose that first game. But again, yes, you did get the point out of it. So you pick up 3 out of 4 points. That's still a good showing out of Goons. But yeah, something definitely that they're going to have to address there is, I think kind of what they figured out in the second one is if you have a team down and out, you cannot let them back into it no matter what it takes. They kind of figured out the recipe here. And this one, as the shot goes just wide here, would be a little too late, even if it went in here for Tunnel Vision.
Trouble there. Pika Roger, 2 seconds on the clock. He misses. To bring us to the end of this one here, Goons bounce back from a rough overtime loss to take this one convincingly, a 5-2 scoreline for the team that honestly you would expect to have a better performance, all things considered. Again, entering play today in a playoff spot, and what a performance from Piku Roger as well, the hat trick. As someone, again, who has a decent shout this season, Sin, for being Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been absolutely phenomenal, and we saw him, his skill set on display, just his ability to kind of sneak behind the defenseman time and time again, and even in, one-on-one situations, able to get that step, or early on in that first game, kind of, was so important at kind of getting those pucks into that slot area. So his great vision, and it's also, a great goal scorer as well, especially if he's given just a little bit of time and space. He doesn't need much, and he's proving to definitely be one of the up-and-coming stars here in the ECL Elite. And Goons, obviously fortunate to have him on their squad, and in the playoffs, impart a lot because of his effort.
So again, a solid performance from Goons. Tunnel Vision as well, walking away with a very important 2 points for their campaign. And again, got a big result earlier today with Philadelphia taking 2 games away from Kova Esports. It's Tunnel Vision right now, again, trying to avoid being in one of those relegation spots. So with that, that brings our first series of this broadcast to a close. We'll be back after a brief intermission, our second matchup of the night, as it is YMCA Esports trying to gain a little bit of ground in the playoff race, taking on Rusty Blades, who are very much trying to avoid that automatic relegation spot. We'll set the stage for you in just a few minutes. We'll hope you'll stick around. I don't know where I'm going with this outro. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Tuki here, still joined alongside my broadcast partner. It is, of course, the one and the only Sin. We hope you enjoyed that first matchup. And Sin, it's time to set the stage for our second matchup of the evening here. YMCA Esports taking on Rusty Blades. Let's quickly get you a look here at the team lineups. Of course, end of this broadcast, we'll try to get you an updated look at the results around the league and the standings. But here we see the 2 squads for YMCA. Of course, it is JM, Timothy, and Moja on that right-hand side. Jamoy and Julius on defense, and Benna between the pipes for Rusty Blades. Dillinger, Migo Buna, and Santu. Nordsman and Tonsky on defense. Kazu between the pipes. And Sin, as we get a look at the team stats here for these 2 squads, I mean, I think the numbers really do kind of speak for themselves here as well.
Yeah, it's just kind of a season of woes for Rusty Blades. They can't get anything going. I mean, can't get the goal scoring, can't get the defense, can't get the power play going, can't get the penalty kill, however nice that percentage may be. For YMCA, they're, in that playoff position, but kind of similar to Goons there, the ratio of goals for, goals against, not exactly that strong. They're going to want to, widen that gap if they want to firmly assert themselves into one of those playoff positions.
Again, YMCA entering play today in 8th, Rusty Blades at the very bottom in 16th, a playoff team last year who underwent a lot of changes to the lineup on very short notice before the season began. With that, let's take a look at the battle of the centers here, as we have Timothy and Migo Buna. And Sin, I mean, the numbers are relatively close.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely relatively close. I mean, Timothy making that transition to playing center now, has previously been a winger. Doesn't necessarily seem out of place. The point total maybe a bit lower than what he's used to, but that often happens with a player transitioning, from one position to another, as I'm sure Timothy wanting to improve that two-way game. Face-off percentage near 50%, so pretty good. Will have the slight advantage over Migo Buna, but, it really comes down to who's going to win the right face-off at the right time sometimes.
And that we'll take a look at the wingers here as well. Again, for YMCA, it is JM and Moja on the right-hand side, Dillinger and Santu. Sin, obviously a big discrepancy in terms of the output so far this season, and shockingly Dillinger with just 3 goals.
Yeah, something that we probably didn't expect to see is Dillinger only with those 3 goals. I mean, definitely a talented winger, but that's kind of the story of Rusty Blades so far. They just can't find a way to get things going. And you see on the opposite side, JM, a goal per game. You have Moja over an assist per game. They're figuring it out. They got that offense going, and, they maybe even want to get a little bit more down the stretch here. And, here's a good opportunity for them to pick up some important points in this race. They don't want to drop any, and maybe, as I said, kind of get that for goals against ratio a little bit wider in their favor.
And on defense again for YMCA, Yamoy and Julius, of course, for Rusty Blades, Nordsman, the rookie, alongside the captain in Tansky. Not a crazy amount of production from either of the 4, although, of course, I guess Jamoya as well, the 12 games, 10 points, so who knows exactly where that would be. So, hey, fair enough. I stand corrected looking at that point total.
Yeah, same with Julius. Only the 6 games played, and with the 4 points, 2 goals as well right there. So an obvious goal-scoring threat. So Rusty Blade's going to have to be aware at all times that where those defensemen are. If they're creeping in for a one-timer, you got to kick someone out up high, as much as it may open up that slot a bit more. Some, a cross-ice one-timer to the winger. You have to respect that threat, and that's something that YMCA can really use to their benefit, of just creating threats from kind of anywhere on the ice, and that's something that Rusty Blades just don't quite have.
Elanderi, the man on the outside looking in today, had played in all 18 games on the blue line, so a different setup here for YMCA. They have run a couple of extra skaters compared to most teams. With that, though, the goaltending duel as well. Benna for YMCA, Kazu for Rusty Blades, and Sin. There is a drastic difference in these numbers.
Yeah, and Benna, what a performance on this YMCA squad, who, as we mentioned, just the 8th seed, but you have a goaltender with an 85% save percentage. It is absolutely ridiculous the numbers he's able to put out. Only 2 shutouts, so it's not like, some of those stats are skewed by having, some great games here and then some okay games there. It's got to be pretty consistent at this rate, and if he can keep that up, they could maybe make some waves in that playoffs if they get there. They got to get there first, but yeah, Kazu, someone who we know is a very capable goaltender, but just with the team, everyone's stats kind of go along with their record.
Absolutely. As you get a look here at the top goaltenders in the league right now, Benna in tremendous company alongside the likes of Cape, Hanselino, Sibelius. And we talked about the top goaltenders in the league rocking around that 80% save percentage. And it's one of those things, man, where goaltending changes on a season-by-season basis. You see McSavid there, just a 77.5. He was the top goaltender by save percentage amongst starters last season. So you never really know how it's going to play out in that regard. But Sin, we are just about ready to go for the beginning of this series. You see the 2 teams in the locker room here. Big day for both of these teams for different reasons, obviously. YMCA looking to further secure that playoff spot, where, again, for Rusty Blades right now, especially with tunnel vision picking up some extra points here today, it's looking like a dire situation. And honestly, it's looking as though it is likely to be them or ZSC Esports who finish in that bottom spot with guaranteed relegation. Entering play today, 2 games at hand for Rusty Blades over the Swiss contingent. And we'll see what happens, all things considered. They're just 2 points back, so this is a huge day for Rusty Blades. And speaking of huge matchups here, as you can see there on Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, Sid and I will be back. Sabo Esports and IQ. Sabo as well, holding on to a playoff spot. IQ just on the outside looking in. Yippee Vaskala. A shocking season for them, all things considered. And it might get worse as they take on our defending champions in Philadelphia. So you're not going to want to miss that on Wednesday. Same start time that we had here tonight. Sin, it's time. Puck drop. Our first game of 2 between these 2 clubs. We'll see who's more up for it at this stage. Again, very valuable points off for grabs here.
Yeah, huge points, and if you're YMCA especially, but yeah, we'll have to see how they handle this. As Rusty Blades maybe looking to get off early as they get a zone entry in. Nice work down low.
Good look in front there, and ultimately Benna was forced to cover. The YMCA in the white, Rusty Blades in the black. Here's the home team, more of a black and purple in fairness. See what they can do. Again, keep an eye out for the Golden Helmet players as well. Their team's leading scorers as Nordsman tried to step in there. Chance down the other way, perhaps. Timothy runs into a bit too much traffic. Be very interesting to see how this plays out here. I mean, again, expect the unexpected's been the theme. I think that first matchup showcased that quite well. Big hit. Dillinger makes the pass. What a play for Rusty Blades. They have the goal very early on. It's Santu finding the back of the net. Send that extra pass from Migo Buna. Big chef's kiss to that one.
Was just absolutely tremendous right there. And the Rusty Blades came out of the gates hard, and YMCA almost seeming like they weren't quite ready for some of the aggression that would come out. And again, we kind of talked about in the previous matchup, you're in this position, you kind of have nothing to lose when you're in that relegation spot along the standings, and Rusty Blades coming out flying here, and YMCA, no answer for it early on, and they're going to have to kind of figure it out here quickly because Rusty Blades looking dangerous early on.
Santu becoming just the second player. Big stop there by Kazu. Santu becoming just the second player on the Rusty Blades squad to hit double digits in goals this season. That was his 10th. YMCA right back in on the attack, though. Julius holding it here. Goes down to Timothy. Tonski able to knock that one loose, and Rusty Blades have it now. See what they can do. Good interception. Great read by Jamoy there, but not able to hold it.
Yeah, and YMCA, they won, and now, yeah, it's all about, you know, kind of the response right there from them. How are they going to respond from that kind of early aggression and just ways that Rusty Blades were able to get along the defense and just some pretty passing. I mean, you got to credit them, but yeah, I mean, YMCA just not coming out the way they wanted here. So it's all about how are they going to come back and respond in this one.
Dillinger here, good movement. One-timer and a big stop there by Benna. Tying Tonski on the rip. See what YMCA are able to do here in response. One back, chance, shot just wide by Timothy. Second chance knocked loose at the last moment. Smolja nearly walked right in. Here's a bit of space for Dillinger. Pass over, tried to go through again, still on the doorstep. That one thrown on. Benna all over the place off the attempt from Migo Buna. Still in the attacking zone here. Nordsman. Down low for Dillinger. Again, the low cycle. They nearly found Migo Buna in front. Rusty Blades being very solid here in the early stages of this one. YMCA, though, backing on the attack. Wraparound bid off the post. There was space for that one to go as well. Unlucky there for Mosia.
Yeah, and Rusty Blades, you know, just really continuing to keep on the pressure. Good response there from YMCA, trying to get, you know, something established with that down low cycle, and they enter the zone once again.
Timothy knocked off the puck down low. Nordsman tried to find Dillinger. Great poke check there to recover. He'll be in a foot race for it, looking likely to win it, but Demoy steps away with it at the last moment. We have about 7.5 minutes to play here in the first period. First game of two between these two squads. Rusty Blades, that early goal. And they use that as a momentum builder. Again, they have to know this is a tremendous opportunity as that one deflects. Tremendous opportunity indeed to make up ground on ZSC Esports here and get out of the basement. There's trouble there. Puck turned over. Recovered quickly, though, for YMCA. It's Timothy. Can lead things down the other way and mistimed, and I think you needed to see a pass there. I mean, it looked like he had Moja in front.
Yeah, he did have him in front. Perhaps was a bit nervous of, you know, just giving another a turnover or putting him in a situation that it would just get poked off him immediately. But the delay right there also allowed the back checker to get up to him. So, yeah, YMCA maybe looking like they're caught a bit off guard from the early work by Rusty Blades.
That spin pass doesn't quite find its way through. Again, another chance for Mosia, just not able to find any space. Good job to win it back, though. Quick D-to-D work. YMCA just not able to put the finishing touches on these plays. Good movement again. Perhaps one pass too many as that poke check from Dillinger. It's up clearing the zone. See again what YMCA are able to do. It's Mosia sending it down low. JM has it. Again, team leading goal scorer. Goal per game pace for him, still has it. Again, good movement there at the point. Back down low for YMCA. And Rusty Blades, great defensive effort right now.
Yeah, everything that YMCA wants to do, they're shutting down.
Dillinger's shot is denied. Has it again. Pass in front doesn't go. 5 seconds. Dillinger looking. Tries to get to the front. Draws the trip. Very smart play there. And Rusty Blades will have the power play opportunity here at the start of this second period. And in fairness, it's the league's worst power play, but hey, that can always turn around. They did get that opening goal.
Yeah, they were, one of the league's worst offenses as well. So it's, anything could kind of happen here. But yeah, they that seemed like a bit of a panic poke at the end there as he was, coming out. They did have a good collapse on net. He was, coming out front, and yeah, the poke coming out in the dying seconds. You kind of never want to take a penalty at the end of the period, and unfortunately, YMCA does right there. You also don't want to allow, an early goal. They allowed that as well. So yeah, we said it. Rusty Blades kind of really playing like they have nothing to lose, and really through and through looking like the better team throughout the course of that period. And YMCA just didn't quite have the response necessary. They're looking for good chances, but you mentioned it. Maybe one too many passes one time or two, and man, that goal really was a thing of beauty. Just tremendous job from Migabuna. Good discipline there to kind of understand that when he picks that puck up, the shooting angle won't be there, that the trailer was there. He passes it back, and that opening goal from Rusty Blades, man, really a thing of beauty.
And one of our keys to success here that we didn't have time to get to was going to talk about YMCA and that underdog mentality they've had all season. Sin, I mean, they've let us know multiple times that they weren't happy with their preseason ranking. At the end of the day, though, I mean, Rusty Blades kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine at that stage. I mean, we saw it in that Tunnel Vision series. At the end of the day, these upsets can happen.
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely can happen, whether it's in a game or in the series. And Rusty Blades, so far, so good. Really coming out strong here and looking like they're not done. They just look great with the puck right now.
Santu is denied his second of the game. Big glove save for Benna. 1:24 to go here on the man advantage for Rusty Blades. And again, a squad that had to survive some preseason turmoil to even ice a team. And interesting how it's all played out again. The former Roots squad still hanging in the elite for the moment. Chance and a shot there. Might have clipped the post. So continue to look Santu's way. Donski to Nordsman. Back again. Shot. Another stop by Benna. Seeing a lot of work here. Well, JM able to walk away with this one and send it down. It'll leave the Blades enough time. Try and get a rush going down the other way before we're back to 5-on-5. Indeed, they gain the zone, but only for the moment. Stretch pass finds Timothy. Another successful kill there. That one taken away. YMCA, one of the worst PKs in the league as well, but a strong effort there. Mainly thanks to Benham between the pipes. Dillinger, what a chance there that was. Nearly weaved his way to the front of goal. Here's JM looking. Pass back to the point. Again in front. What an attempt there. It was knocked loose perhaps. Couldn't really keep it under control on that backhand spin attempt. Timothy to the point. That one blocked. Good job by Migo Buna to help out the defense. Santu and the move there from Dillinger at the line. A little bit offside.
And unfortunately puts his winger off, who was kind of going through with a head of steam right there. But good job from YMCA to kind of hold that line. But there's been a couple times when Moyer and Julius were kind of getting a little bit caught. They're trying to get aggressive, but it almost looks like they hesitate just slightly on their pinches. And if you hesitate as a defenseman on your pinch, it's better just to not take the pinch because you'll be late to the play. And you could, just allow an odd man going back the other way, which almost happened right there and happened a little bit earlier on the opposite side of the ice.
A little bit of space there for Jamoy, nearly walking through. Could have seen it as well. Tonsky, the captain for the Blades, dealing with an injury. Could be a bit slower, but YMCA just not able to really get that defense moving. Good feed there from Tonsky. Back up to Dillinger. Santu has it, has a little bit of help, goes for the move. Too much traffic again to try to dangle through. Back over the line, Timothy. Shot on, big glove, saved by Kazu. Great positioning there. An offensive zone draw coming up for YMCA.
Yeah, and I like that decision-making from Timothy to take the shot right there. I think, they likely would have he would have liked to pass it, but yeah, just put the puck on net.
And another shot, JM denied. Good start to this game for Kazu here. Again, after, you know, I mean, not a horrific season between the pipes, but still not exactly where you want to be. It's been solid goaltending. It hasn't been great. It's been perfect so far. Blades again, Nordsman. He'll send that one in. Migo Buna giving chase. Not able to knock it loose, so YMCA back in control. Halfway through the second period. Again, first game of 2. Between these two clubs, we'll see if Timothy survives. He took a huge hit there. That puck all the way through the slot. Nordsman again. It's been all over the place for the Blades so far. As the pace is slowing down a bit here. Very important next goal. Argue whether or not that's the best strategy for the Blades to try and hold on. Can you hold off YMCA's attack? 40 goals for versus that 30 against. It's, you know, it's an interesting call.
Yeah, they haven't, you know, they've been doing a pretty good job, especially at the blue line, and YMCA haven't been able to get it in, but you also see Rusty Blades at times going with the pass dumps off the boards, and if it looks like they can't get to it, they're dropping back an extra man. They drop back the 2 defensemen pretty much no matter what, so you can tell they're kind of, you know, really being careful. They don't want to, you know, let any forward get behind them.
That pass on net. Timothy again tries to throw it in front. Has it back here. Tried to find JM, who dishes it back to the point. One-timer and a big stop by Kazu. Swing and miss from Moja in front. YMCA still in on the attack. One-timer again. Boy, just not able to feed that one through. That pass also knocked away. Santu will chase it down. Has Dillinger with them. Back to him. What a set play, and the chance just doesn't go. Incredible looks from Migo Buna on those extra feeds. 2.5 to play here in the second period. YMCA, a shot on. Again, a stop by Kazu. Looking here. That one's going to deflect all the way back to the other zone. Be recovered by Julius here. We approach the final minute here in the second period now. Julius takes the hit at the line. Nowhere to go. Dillinger forced to drop back. Circling around is Migo Buna. Nordsman dishes down low and again gets it back at the point. Circling around, biding time. That shot broken up. Still fighting for it here, though. It'll be Jamoy who settles it down to kill the clock. Sin, an impressive performance so far for Rusty Blades in a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and really just kind of shutting down YMCA for the most part. YMCA really started to get more chances there as they finally began to get established and able to break down that trap of Rusty Blades. So if you think about from that perspective, Rusty Blades, I don't think they're going to be able to survive forever and win this one 1-0 here. So they're going to have to find some more offense because YMCA is finally starting to get their groove going. You know, it took them kind of a while here so far, but definitely a chance to get back in this. So if you're Rusty Blades, first thing out of the gates in this period, you're looking for an insurance mark. You're looking for possibly 2 because YMCA, as I mentioned, really kind of starting to find the chances that they want. And if they're not there, they're taking shots. I mean, eventually, if you keep trying to pick those corners, one of them's going to go in against Kazu.
Big third period underway for both of these clubs. See how it plays out. From here, early chance for Timothy, trying to just stab away at it, but Kazu able to find it through all that traffic. Big save there. Less than a minute into the period.
Yeah, and YMCA, you can see just kind of throwing everything at the wall, seeing what will stick. Jam plays now being added into their offensive arsenal.
Rusty Blades with control off the draw, knocked loose, but not held in the zone. And Rusty Blades at this stage. Nearly 20 more goals allowed than YMCA entering play today. But a strong defensive effort. How long can it last, though? As Timothy's feed's broken up. They recover, though. JM. That feed from Mosia just not able to go through. This will go down for icing, and a big chance here in the attacking zone. I mean, Sin, you talk about the face-off advantage. Both of these centers under 50% entering play today. It's kind of a toss-up at that stage. 9-5, though, the advantage for Migo Buna off the tie-up, though. YMCA will gain control. Trying to hold it in here is Mosia, but a lot of trouble there. Walk around the back of the net. Recovered by Nordsman, only for the moment. Loses it in the double team. Timothy tried to go back to the point. Big interception there for Santu, but again, it's YMCA forcing the turnovers right back in control. Shot on, stopped by Kazu. Looked dangerous there. Might have sneaked 5-hole.
Yeah, I was going to just say that. There was a gaping 5-hole there. No one could get their stick on it. Deflected a bit lower there, so maybe a bit of fortune coming out from Kazu. Got caught sliding and was adjusting there on that play, and YMCA got to be kind of kicking themselves, wondering why they can't find a gap to get into the net.
Blades back in control here. Holding it down low in the corner. Again, back to the point, looking around. Santu, the goal scorer, finds Nordsman, and a big stop by Benna. First high-quality chance he's faced in a little bit here, Sin. Those can be tough.
Yeah, absolutely, and a good job from Rusty Blades there. I really like that pinch coming in. Again, seemingly playing without fear here, as oftentimes when you have the lead like that, the way they've been playing defensively, they wouldn't kind of commit someone right there, but I like that coming out, and perfectly timed pinch as well. This is really kind of a different Rusty Blades team than we've seen all season.
And a big hit there by Migo Buna. We're going to lead it back down the other way. Runs into his opposing center, Timothy. We approach 11 minutes to go here in a surprising 1-0 game as that exit works, but Santu just not able to find the space there.
Yeah, that exit did work, but it was so close to not working, as the third man there on the forecheck in the zone almost able to cut that off on the boards. But that's kind of been the story of YMCA so far. Just so close from making it happen, they just haven't been able to execute.
YMCA back in the attacking zone here. Chance on the doorstep, and just couldn't get a good enough piece of it. Was Mozia. One of the better chances of the game.
Yeah, one of the better locations that he's found himself in. Just, yeah, that kind of turning shot, not exactly the animation that he would have hoped for.
Off the draw here, taken away. Jam pass over to big glove save. Kazu with one of his best goaltending performances of the season.
Huge save right there, and frustration from Moja coming out there. Kind of dove on the ice in disbelief as Kazu absolutely robbed him.
Held in the zone here, dished down into the corner. The Blades able to win it back. Dillinger able to find Migo Buna. Trouble there at the line, still maintaining possession for the moment. Through a vicious double team. Moja able to recover. Dishes back to the point again. Chance, one-timer, doesn't go through. Another chance, that shot just deflected wide. Held in by Julius here. Boy looking around, goes down low for JM. He takes the hit. Timothy going to fight to keep it alive. And YMCA find the goal that's been eluding them. Another stop by Kazu. That pass through the slot. Held in by Moja. One-timer blocked again. Second chance doesn't go through. Stop there by Kazu. Incredible pressure from YMCA, but not able to get a clear-cut look. One-timer blocked down. Loose puck on the doorstep. Doesn't go. JM. Of all players on YMCA, you'd expect to find the back of the net. Nordsman has trouble. Chance here from Moja going down the other way. Tonsky trying to fend him off. Timothy's shot blocked down. 3.5 to go here. Rusty Blades in the attacking zone. Migo Buna denied. The loose puck scores, but it's being waved off for goalie interference. And you can see why there, as Migo Buna was all over him as Santu tucked that one in. And indeed, that one won't go. We stay at 1-0 with 2:53 to play.
Good sportsmanship, giving Benno a hug right there was Migo Buna for making that save. No, nothing wrong with that. Just won't be counted as a goal.
JM the feed in front, just couldn't find Timothy. He still has it. JM down low, tried to find Mosia, just doesn't go. 1.5 to play. Can the Rusty Blades hold on with the first period goal to get the double points here that they need? Instead of double points, but both points here. Close to, hey, if you go to overtime, you at least get the one. Blades dump it in. Dillinger gives chase, gets it in the corner. Not even contested. Nordsman's shot denied by Benna. 40 seconds to play here for YMCA. How damaging could this be to their playoff hopes? Finally get a chance to impress us and prove us wrong on the broadcast, and maybe, just maybe, not going to go their way. Great look from Santu. He rifled one, though. Errant pass. 4-on-2 developing here for YMCA. JM has it. Pass across, broken up. Migo Buna able to find Dillinger. Has Santu with him. Dillinger somehow gets that to work. Still has possession with 12 seconds to go. Recovered by Timothy. Stretch pass. Able to get it into the attacking zone. 5 seconds here. Pass broken up. Moja still has it. Shot blocked and cleared. Rusty Blades hold on to win it. 1-0. Your final score. Second shutout of the season. Just his 4th win for Kazu. Every other win's a shutout. And the Rusty Blades. Crucial points to tie CSC Esports in points and 1 point away from pulling themselves out of the bottom spot in the league.
Wow, just that was a gutsy win by them, and they really survived. Kazu made some massive saves right there as YMCA. Yeah, they're looking at some plays here, wondering how a certain pass didn't get through, how a certain goal didn't get through, why some of their rebounds didn't kick out to them. That's just how the bounces go sometimes. And YMCA, honestly, in disbelief as, yeah, they're going to be searching through these shots and seeing them time and time again. I mean, right there, that was JM there on the doorstep, on the backhand. Great save right here again on the doorstep. And just, I mean, far side attempt right there. Kazu making another toe save, and just time and time again, he frustrated this YMCA squad. I loved what they did at the end of the game. They were so aggressive, keeping those pucks in. And, you know, here's that one-time opportunity that Kazu. Oh, that one actually went off the post. Oh my goodness. That's even worse if you're YMCA.
Just tough luck across the board. The only real way to view it. An incredible effort there. YMCA just not able to find the back of the net, given a good amount of chances. Again, a huge result for Rusty Blades. We'll have a second game coming up here in just a few moments. Let's get you a quick word from our sponsors before we set the stage for that game.
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, and we are back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us here. Again, a friendly reminder, Sin and I back on a Wednesday, but for now, we have some action to attend to here. Sin, we want to get everybody an updated look here at what's gone on around the league today. Let's get you a look at those latest results and see here, of course, Rusty Blades, that 1-0 win, of course, earlier on in this broadcast. Goons and Tunnel Vision splitting their series. And, of course, the big thing here for Rusty Blades, aside from that win, is the fact that ultimately Kova Esports as well dropping points. I mean, not only does that help Rusty Blades, it's a big help as well to someone like Tunnel Vision, who were able to catch up to them. There was a bit of a point discrepancy, as you'll see in the standings here in a second, between our bottom two teams in Rusty Blades and ZSC Esports. The Blades now on 10 points in 17 games played, so they have the advantage on ZSC, and the idea of catching Tunnel Vision, of catching Kova, maybe even Vesapampa, not entirely out of the question. Again, 16th place, automatically relegated, I should say. 13th through 15th fight for their survival in the Elite Division. Of course, that left-hand side of the bracket is where you want to be, where YMCA do stay for now. But of course, we know it's now 20 points in 19 games played, which means the opportunity is there if they slip up for Northern Ascendancy, Vesapampa, especially to catch up with them with the games at hand.
Yeah, those teams, IQ, Northern Ascendancy, Yipivaskala, are, got to be, if they're looking at the standings, keeping up with the website, or maybe even watching this series, they got to be licking their chops after a game like that. Rusty Blades clutching out the huge 2 points. Most importantly for the teams I just mentioned is keeping points out of the hands of YMCA, who are, again, kind of in the mix there, tied with Poggers, Sawo, but we're really kind of hoping to pick up a huge 2 points and failed to do so, failed to get a goal against that Rusty Blades team. Looked better and better as it went on, looked more dangerous and more dangerous in the offensive zone as the game went on, but again, unable to find the goal, couldn't get the bounces they needed. Kazu had some huge stops time and time again, and he just completely frustrated that YMCA squad.
Absolutely. So again, going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. I mean, again, a lot at stake. Talk about the prediction for that one. It was an 85-15 split in favor of YMCA for how people thought that one would go. Not so much. All things considered, though, I mean, for YMCA, it was still a good performance. For Benna, you just need to find a way to score some goals, and it was very surprising, I would say, to see the lack of goal scoring there for YMCA, but perhaps similar here for the former Burger Boys, of course.
Yeah, I was just going to point that out, actually. I think the problem is Moja and Benna do not have the Burger gamer pick, so clearly that's having some kind of effect on their gameplay.
The former Unlucky Boys and their old logo, of course. We'll see how it plays out here, though. I mean, we saw it with Goons earlier. Sin, the favorite in the league, the favorite in that particular matchup due to league standings, dropping that first game, but able to bounce back in the second one. You could argue for Rusty Blades, hey, a lot of pressure to try and double it up, but also still playing with house money at this stage where, hey, you're not really favored, so just go out, play your game, and see what happens.
Yeah, but in the same breath, I mean, they don't want to be in that automatic relegation position either. That last place, definitely not something that they want to get, automatically booted down back to that pro division with kind of what they've gone through. You can almost picture them being sort of that, the team situation that kind of maybe even dissolves after that. So they're going to want to battle their way out of that, at least give themselves a chance to have a relegation series and fight their way to stay in the CCL Elite and kind of, reassess some things from there.
So here we go, our second game ready to begin. Let's see how YMCA respond here with a home effort. They can get back on track here. Again, the Blades picking up their 4th win of the season. Had just those 3 entering play today. The lone goal was all they needed. Santu again scoring his 10th, joining Migo Buna is the only one with at least 10 goals, and there it is. YMCA strike under 2 minutes in. How's that for an improved performance, Sin? They get the goal early on. It's Moja in front, his 8th of the year.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were looking for a lot of the times at the end there. You see that good job from Timothy breaking that in, then came the seam pass from JM. This time doesn't hit a skate, doesn't hit a stick. It finds Moja, who buries it, and he doesn't get robbed by Kazu. So everything went wrong in the last game there, especially at the end. Everything at the beginning of this game so far has gone right for YMCA Esports. We'll see now if they're going to be able to build on that and really kind of get some of those goals that they felt they deserved in that first game.
No post, crossbar, or robbery. YMCA striking very early into this one. We'll see how the Blades are able to respond here. Nordsman down low for Dillinger. Holds it. Interesting pass. Finds its way back to Nordsman. Shot blocked down. The YMCA back in control here. Only for the moment. JM, though, able to recover. Delayed call here. A power play coming up for YMCA if they need it. If the goaltender is out, we'll see what Bennett can do as he'll park himself in front. At the point, Julius looking. Great pass over. JM couldn't pick the corner. Big glove save. That puck bounces. YMCA will maintain possession here. Poked away by Dillinger and touched up. So indeed a power play for YMCA. Sin again. Middle of the road power play versus a bottom half PK here for Rusty Blades. Great chance to double up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talked about it. They want to pick up points and maybe, improve upon some of the other stuff here. They're unable to win that face-off. So again, if you're not able to sustain that zone early, it can be so hard to get back in and establish it.
Backing zone here, looking around that one off the post. Boy, not able to bury it. JM having trouble. Dillinger able to find Migo Boone. It looks like he's going to try to make something happen, but great back pressures. Nordsman, though, able to recover. Keep that puck away from the team on the man advantage. Interesting clear. Still some great PK work here for the Rusty Blades. YMCA back in on the attack. Chance on the doorstep for JM. Not able to find the back of the net. Second chance shot, scores! You can only give a goal scorer like that so many opportunities. JM able to get the goal, his 19th of the year. And YMCA indeed convert on the power play.
And how that first one stayed out, I do not know. What a pass from Jamoy down low, and he got that shot in tight, and as I said, somehow stayed out, but that time a little give and go with his defenseman there as he found him in the slot. He buries it. 2-0 here for YMCA.
Chance there, denied. Santu found that puck in a very advantageous spot. Dillinger has it here, still working with Nordsman. Goes to Tonski, deflects, and Benna able to get a piece of it. Nico Buna back for Dillinger. Let's see how the Blades respond. Huge hit there. Still can't get possession, though. Again, just one goal for the Blades through 3.5 periods of play. Was that one thrown on the backhand? Great look for Jamoy. Just not able to beat Kazu on that one. Completely different look for YMCA here in the second game.
Definitely. They look a little annoyed and a little determined, I gotta say. And Yamoy right there just refusing to be denied on that rush.
Good look here after the win from Timothy as JM's denied. Kazu getting a lot of work here in this one. 7.5 to play.
He's had to be sharp despite the couple goals that have gone in on him. He's made some pretty huge saves here as YMCA looking for that aggressive face-off play, but you know, unable to come up with that. A bit easier on that side for the forehand of Tennessee.
Loose puck here. Moja able to recover. That slap shot doesn't go through. Held in by Imoy. Julius able to fend it down to the half wall. Now Tennessee down low. Looking at his options. A bit of contact there. Tennessee still fighting for it. Here's JM. Back to the point. Blocked down. Julius' shot didn't go through. 2-on-1 here developing. The pass just doesn't go, and you saw how quickly Julius caught up to the play. Missed opportunity for the Blades. They'll look to turtle up. That leaves space for Mosia here in the attacking zone. To the point. The Moyes pass off the mark, sending it back down low, but they're still in possession here. Moy again looking.
Watch yourself.
As he gets absolutely demolished by Tonski. Timothy unable to hold on to it. Nico Buna trying to lead it back down the other way, and there'll be an offside call with 2:30 to play.
Yeah, just going back to that 2-on-1 scenario for Rusty Blades, a huge opportunity that they had to make a few extra passes simply because Yamoy and Julius played that one perfectly. They made a perfect switch at the right time to limit the passing options and had to make them go way laterally, even giving the rest of their back checkers a chance to catch up here. And Rusty Blades now looking like the ones kind of struggling to execute at times that we saw YMCA in the beginning of that last game.
Puck dumped in. Migo Buna gives chase here. Wins it back. Looking, throws it across. Big stop by Benna. Puck still alive here, though. It's Dillinger who was just denied. 7 seconds here. Recovered. Timothy trying to get one more chance. Self-sauce for speed. Throws it in front. Handled by the defense. And that will bring us to the end of the period. Much, much better start for YMCA.
Yeah, exactly what they wanted and needed, and I'm sure they're kind of laughing to themselves as their first real chance went in, and they're like, oh yeah, why couldn't that have come in last game? Got us at least a point out of that one, but that's just how this game goes sometimes. Feast or famine, and right now YMCA are well, they're filling their bellies in this one so far. I mean, 2 goals, they looked great. They had plenty more chances. If not for Kazu, this one could easily be 3 or 4-0. But in the same breath, I mean, Benna's had to make some big saves, perhaps none bigger than that in-tight one-time opportunity he just denied from the Rusty Blades, which was their best chance so far of this game. And they've been kind of few and far between, the Rusty Blades. They haven't really been able to establish their attack there. I like that they're going for those kind of pass dump plays and getting behind and forcing, Yamoy and Julius to kind of have to make plays or, deal with turnovers there. So we get another look at that Moja goal. Just beautiful execution coming out from them. But yeah, Rusty Blades, they're going to have to find some way to get more zone time. And wow, actually poked in right there. We didn't actually notice that. What an unfortunate result there from Nordman.
A very, very bad bounce there. One of the things, of course, that can be lost. The action's as fast-paced as it is. So, an aggressive face-off here off the start for YMCA. We'll see what they can do here, trying to find that extra goal to really put this one out of reach. Rusty Blades again walking away with that 1-0 victory. We'll see what they're able to do as they try to get back into this one. Not quite out of reach. Good movement there. Nordsman's shot. Ben, a big save. Migo Buna's pass doesn't go. Santu trying to keep it in. Migo Buna has it one more time. Santu takes a huge hit. He's out of the play. Dillinger to Nordsman. Trouble there. Space for JM. One-on-one. Going to need to rely on help. Timothy throws it in front. Loose puck. JM still fighting for it. It'll be the Blades who are able to hold on. Migo Buna just out of reach of the defender until Julius was able to get a stick on it. He tried to shoot it. Santu got a piece of that one directed on goal. Benna, though, able to make the cover.
Yeah, a little dangerous right there. Some of the potential turnovers happening in their own end, as we saw a couple hits coming out on Santu. Just got ragdolled on that last shift there. But that being said, Rusty Blades sort of cranking up that forecheck aggression, and Julius and Jamoy having a little bit of trouble. They're going to have to be careful. Maybe have one extra guy back here, as they definitely don't want to give up the lead. That we've seen Rusty Blades get more and more dangerous, and I mean, we've seen some big goals come out for them. And we'll see if they're able to get some more chances here, maybe even capitalize on it, especially trying to force those turnovers down low.
Ants there. The attacking zone does not go, as it'll be Rusty Blades back in on the attack, but another icing call here. So much momentum right now in favor of YMCA.
Definitely, and it's just continued to build. The second Rusty Blades looks like they're starting to inch their way back in, there's an icing or, an errant pass back, or YMCA just kind of work it down low. They win that face-off there.
Kick stop by Kazu. Slap shot again broken up. Let's see what Dillinger can do. Forced to hold up, wait for the help. Gets it back. Migo Buna shot on, nearly caught Benna leading. Dillinger tried the spin to hold on to it. Santu as well, not able to hold on to that one. See what YMCA can do. I mean, in control of this one, up by 2. That one knocked loose. Timothy tried to fend it back down low. Nordsman will fight him off. Gets it back now. Again, the Blades in this season, just 26 goals for in total, averaging about 1.5 goals for per game. I think you can see those offensive struggles continuing to show themselves here.
Yeah, and I mean, even in the game they won, like I said, they only had that one goal. They relied on some bit of puck luck and the outstanding play of Kazu to sort of get that win. And you can just see like the, symptomatic of their season so far kind of, being played out across this 2-game set.
We're halfway through the second period now. And looking to see if that next goal will come, if it does at all. I mean, hey, certainly YMCA will take the result here if they can get it. Blades right now just trying to find something, anything. Dillinger, Santu, Dillinger just out of reach, being able to pick that one back up. YMCA again into the zone, trying to make something happen here. Poked away by Santu, good work. Again, it's the Blades trying to get something going, dump and chase there. Red wall by Julius, played better by Dillinger, but just can't pull the trigger. And we've seen it from Dillinger, very slippery. Just not able to make those plays. Timothy, what a pass back, and they score! Moja has the goal that should seal the deal. YMCA up by 3. What a phenomenal pass from Timothy.
Yeah, you may think it's a bit too early to kind of be saying that right there as the camera celebration from Timothy. I don't blame him. What a spinorama pass right there, creating the space, feeding his teammate with just over 5 minutes left here in the second. Rusty Blades, they got to find a goal, and they just simply haven't looked super threatening quite yet.
And a big welcome from everybody coming over from the ZSC Esports broadcast. This is our 4th and final game here of this presentation. in a game that very much affects ZSC, all things considered, as their direct competition, one of those relegation spots, the Rusty Blades, winning that first game 1-0, but now trailing YMCA 3-0 here in this one. We'll see how it plays out with 3 minutes remaining here, turned over, held in the attacking zone. Can YMCA make it 4? That would certainly be insurmountable, barring a miraculous turn of events. Maja tried to find JM, took a big hit for his troubles. Again for the Blades, just nothing going right now in terms of these consistent breakouts. That one knocked loose by Dillinger. Will try to chase it down. Jamoy's there. Takes the hit. Nordsman keeps it in. Santu throws one on, doesn't go. Nico Boone on the doorstep, tried to jam that one home. Timothy has it. He'll clear it out. And that'll do it. So a 3-0 lead for YMCA heading into the third period of play.
Yeah, definitely getting rewarded with rewarded for their chances that they've established, and great efficiency coming out for them as well. 3 goals off 6 shots. Some more chances that they have had, but some that have missed the net. Some good shot blocks coming out from Rusty Blades. I mean, not a bad defensive team, you know, against a team like like YMCA so far. But the problem is, it's, you know, their offense is really coming few and far between. As you know, we've seen them at times look like they could have chances. We're seeing some more A+ camera work from players here. The thumbs are good for skating, not so much on the replays. Yeah, that's right, Timothy chirping you right there. But yeah, Rusty Blades, I mean, they look dangerous, and then all of a sudden they come out flat. They look aggressive, they're forcing turnovers, and then they get caught, and YMCA comes back and gets a chance of their own. There's just not enough consistency from Rusty Blades. And I believe partner here having some...
We're good.
Oh, we're good.
Waiting to see how it's going to play out here with all of these different passes, but Timothy jams at home. There you go. 4-0 for YMCA. Timothy can do it all, Sin. You chirped him, he gets the goal.
Yeah, that's what I get. I mean, I no, you know, I was just firing him up right there with the replay chirp. But it's just, yeah, the jam play right there. Again, they're taking the puck to the net, and in this one, they're getting rewarded for all the bounces. But you know, I got to know how it's got to feel getting shut out 1-0. You wish you could take just one of these goals from this game, put it into the last one, but alas, doesn't quite work like that. So a possible 4 points for YMCA. They will be getting the 2, but they definitely got to feel like they left something on the table.
Indeed, I don't think either team will necessarily be happy. I mean, you know, YMCA going to walk away with 2 points out of 4. Same for the Blades. I mean, for the Blades at least, again, puts pressure on the ZSC Lions. Breakaway here, and he's stopped by Benna. Dillinger perhaps overthinking it. What a stop by Benna.
Yeah, he just stuck with him the entire time, and in true Euro fashion, didn't even go into the butterfly to make the save. Stood in the stand up there, but wow, I really thought we might see the you-know-what slip away from Benna. I'm afraid to say anything now.
Oh, the close-in.
Yeah.
And that one deflects just wide. Puck down low. Santu not able to hold on to it. The commentator's curse. It's not real. We've had no evidence of that through our years here with NHL game. That one's played out here again. YMCA cruising the victory in this one. JM, what a feed. Loose puck. What a stop by Kazu. And again, a rough turn of events here for the Blades as Nordsman's one-timer fanned on it. Held in by Tonsky. The Blades just trying to get anything going here. Trouble trying to gain the zone offside. It's just gone from bad to worse for them.
Yeah, sort of a tale of two halves. They had a pretty good first game, and YMCA could not buy a goal, could not catch a break. Now we're kind of seeing that from Rusty Blades. However, they're not getting the sheer amount of chances that YMCA were getting, and they have a 4-goal deficit to overcome. It's just looking extremely bleak here for Rusty Blades down the stretch.
JM holding it down low for YMCA. 9 minutes to go in regulation. YMCA right now, again, all the incentive in the world to try and pour it on offensively for the sake of goal differential. They are in a very, very close playoff race. Again, right alongside Poggers and Sawo and IQ and other teams that aren't necessarily out of striking distance of a playoff spot here, entering the final few weeks of our regular season. Timothy winning it back, self-sauce to generate that speed, tried to throw it across, JM banked it off the back of the net. You see again that pass, not able to get through. And a tripping call here. Rusty Blades to the man advantage. Good opportunity here to get on the board, perhaps. Unfortunately, a big story here. Migo Buna jumping on the draw a couple of times has done himself no favors in the faceoff dot.
Yeah, that's, I think, the second time we've seen that in this game alone. And yeah, I mean, this power play struggling to say the least for Rusty Blades, just at 6.25%. Not going to score a whole lot. They may be giving up a shorty as well.
JM trying toe drag, loose puck. Kazu's able to find it and make the stop.
Yeah, not quite enough gas left in the tank there for JM, who even with the south sauce couldn't get enough speed to beat the defenseman back there. But offense's own face-off, and they win it.
Short-handed time here in the attacking zone, only for the moment. And Rusty Blades nowhere to go. Mozia has a step, scores! Able to beat Kazu, the short-handed goal for YMCA. They are running away with this one. What a finish there, Sin.
And the house of cards comes tumbling down for Rusty Blades. The bad power play gets as bad as it can get. Two shorthanded opportunities. The second one from Moja tucks it in. I believe that was either 5-hole or short side. Tough to see from the angles available to us. Now 5-0 for YMCA Esports. So getting a bit of revenge, maybe a bit of, the mental edge at least for themselves after failing to score in that first game and dropping it. But at this point, they want points over everything else. However,
that shot deflects wide. A chance there, poked away, still fighting for it. Couldn't wire that one on. 3 minutes to play here. YMCA, a great bounce back, return to form, similar to what we saw between Goons and Tunnel Vision. Basically an identical series in terms of how it played out, with the exception of YMCA not getting that overtime point in that first game. But a decent result for both teams. Migo Buna's pass doesn't go through. Benna forced to cover with 57 seconds to go.
And I'm kind of surprised to see Julius and Yamoy just being as aggressive as they are at the blue line here. Perhaps, getting dangerously close to allowing odd mans against their goaltender who, as we mentioned, does have that goose egg so far.
Keep in mind that Sin, who's referenced it twice now, just in case anything happens. Chance here, poked away. Tonsky hit the post! We might have to put up webcam view here for the final 38 seconds.
Don't do it.
As a power play is coming up for the Blades. Migo Buna has it off the side of the net. Chance there, loose puck through the crease. Can we go to webcam view for the final 30 seconds?
Not doing it.
Our lovely producer, if we can, that would be fantastic to be able to see Sin's reactions here down the stretch.
No one wants to see a grown man squirm, Doogie. Let it go.
This Timothy has it now. Here we go. Final 20 seconds. YMCA in on the attack. That one shot wide. Can Rusty Blades get it down the other way here? 10 seconds. Sin sweating as they try to break it in. Dillinger Santu. Loose puck. Back and it's in! The commentator's curse continues. Rusty Blades with the goal in the dying moments on the power play. 3 seconds to spare. And that is the face of shame, because YMCA will let you hear all about that on Twitter later, my friend.
Yeah,
it's a big 5-1 win regardless, though.
I really thought referencing it twice would sort of erase it there, but apparently not. It's going to be a heartbreaker with 3 seconds left. But Yamoy and Julius, man, there's a few too many odd mans there. We'll take some of the heat off of me with the caster's curse and be like, there's no getting out of this. That's terrible.
You'll see here, the key was you had to mention it 3 times because it would have been his 3rd shutout of the season.
Oh, see that I knew it. I knew I was close to it, and I had almost something figured out here, but oh man, that's unforgivable. And I'm sorry, YMCA, but hey, at least you scored goals in this one, and that one wasn't the game winner, so you got that going for you.
Hey, at least you didn't absolutely suck like you did in the first game.
I'll just continue digging my own grave here, but it's all right. With great guys there, obviously at YMCA Esports, and just remember, I was the one that said you didn't deserve to be ranked at 15th, so go easy on me later.
I mean, we all know the elite meme game of Timothy. I'm sure we'll see it on Twitter a little bit later on. But that said, end of the day, Sin, a strong result for YMCA. Obviously, the goal differential helped out a little bit there, too, at the end. For Rusty Blades, of course, you know, you get a win, but a series split ultimately doesn't help you, as I believe we had the word that ZSC had the same thing. They picked up a 2-1 win over Vesapampa before losing 3-2. So interesting results there across the board, as at the bottom, things kind of stay the same. Again, for ZSC, that helps to stay out of the automatic relegation spot. But, man, Vesapampa dropping points again as well. It has been incredible to see how this season has continued to play out, as we just have really shocking result after shocking result, where the separation right now that we're seeing, as you get a look at the standings here, I do believe these are one off of being updated with YMCA, who will now be moving up into 6th, thanks to the results today, off to 22 points now. Again, very interesting to see how it's played out, because you look there at the bottom, ZSC keep that 2-point lead over Rusty Blades. The Blades, though, will still have those 2 games at hand, whereas Tunnel Vision was able to jump Kova today. Tunnel Vision, 1 point behind Yippee Voskala through 20 games played out of 30. I would have bet a kidney that would not be the case. Yeah. Thank God I didn't. It's just, it goes to show, Sin, again, just how crazy this season has been, and you talk about it. The thought of Goons making the playoffs was up there, but Poggers, Sawa, YMCA, by a decent amount of people viewed as outside chances because of the guys that you see 10th, 11th, and 12th, where it's like, they'll make the playoffs. Expect the unexpected has been the theme, and that is exactly what we've continued to see.
Yeah, and it's surprising to see Vesapampa continuing to drop those games, especially to a team that they would like to believe that they would be. And after the good start they got in, I remember at the beginning of the season, they were up at in 4th in the rankings, now down to 10th. It just goes to show you, one series can make all the difference. A bad stretch can make all the difference. It's so crazy just how much parity there is in the middle of the standings here. And again, we're not done. We could very well see YMCA Vesapampa jump back up there into that, into the middle of the pack there in on the playoff side. But they got work to do. Dropping games to ZSC is not going to do them any favors.
Absolutely. So with that basically brings us to the end of our broadcast here today. Although, again, friendly reminder, Sin and I will be back this Wednesday, same starting time that we have had here usually. Of course, it will be Sawo Esports and IQ. Again, a matchup with playoff implications. Yippee Voskala against Philadelphia, as Phila has a chance to maybe not put the nail in the coffin of Yippee Voskala, but really damage their chances at making the playoffs this year. Again, Sin and I hope to see you on Wednesday for those games. For now, though, we are done here. We thank you very much for watching. Of course, NHLGamer.com for all the information that you need, not just, of course, for the Elite Division, but all the different tiers of the ECL that we have going on, and, of course, our ongoing tournaments in association with Anaheim Ducks Gaming, of course, so feel free to check that out. We'll see you all on Wednesday. Of course, you can catch Sin on Twitter, Sin for the Win Prod, Sin for the Win Productions on YouTube. I'm everywhere at Tugi24. We will see you on Wednesday.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Marko tekee maalin! Se
Wilhelm vie nakkikioskille kotikatsomossa.